Okay, so things are intense. Someone's got Yu and our boy is losing it seeing the news building up. This dude straight up smashes his phone in frustration, and honestly, he had it coming. He's pacing, breathing hard, realizing if he'd just gotten a little more time, the reporters he called would already be at the scene. They find Yu car and are tailing it, sending backup just in case, but the boss wants them to hurry. But then the boss's advisor suggests a wild plan: pretend she's kidnapped, get police involved, and create a bigger media splash. He's going even further, saying they can save her and then run a blood test under the guise of a health check for more news. He thinks this will work on anyone, but our boy's boss isn't buying it, and for good reason. However, someone tells the boss that the person who took Yu is from SW, and that changes everything. The boss is fuming and his advisor is getting a serious side-eye because this is about to get messy. No way, bro, someone from SW took Yu. This is escalating quickly and our boy is about to go OFF. Car screeches to a halt and our boy is right there, instantly on high alert. Something's gone down. He's already scanning the scene and we see it's his boss's men surrounding a vehicle, looking serious. This dude is walking straight towards them, ignoring everyone, and honestly, he looks terrifying. The boss is laying down the law. Yu was kidnapped, and there will be consequences. But our boy drops a bomb. He didn't kidnap her, he was protecting her. Total reversal. The boss is not having it, and his face is straight fire. This is getting intense. The boss's advisor is trying to smooth things over, but our boy's men are looking ready for a fight. He's laying down his version of events. It's a full-on standoff, and things are about to explode. The boss is absolutely furious, and he's screaming about punishment. This is BAD. However, our boy stands firm, unwavering, and you just know he's ready to handle whatever comes next. Kim is totally disoriented, stumbling out of the car and asking what's going on. She has no idea what happened. The boss and his advisor rush over, asking if she's all right, but she's clearly confused and can't remember anything. She asks where she is and what she's doing there, and the boss drops the bombshell: she was kidnapped. But the advisor jumps in, explaining that our boy saved her and she's safe now, which throws Kim for a loop. She's still processing, looking back and forth between them, totally lost. This is a wild scene, honestly. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows looking all slick in a suit, and you just know trouble is about to follow. He's got a whole crew behind him and they're all staring daggers at everyone. This dude is not happy. Kim is still reeling, trying to piece things together, and her expression is pure shock. Poor woman. The boss is demanding answers, wanting to know who this new guy is and what he wants. The tension is thick. However, this dude just stares right back, completely unfazed, and it's clear he's the one calling the shots now. Our boy is internally questioning why this guy went so overboard. He was sent by GI, but why? He's convinced his girlfriend wouldn't do something like this to him, and honestly, he's probably right. But then he notices Kim is already on the phone, and she's looking right at the guy who attacked her. Kim is calling for backup, asking for an escort, and the boss is instantly stepping up to the plate. Tells her she made the right choice, promising to escort her himself. Total pro move. However, Kim isn't looking at the boss. She's staring directly at the mysterious man and his crew. She's clearly thinking something is off, and her expression is giving us major side-eye vibes. The boss starts to walk towards them, trying to figure out what's happening, but Kim stops him. She's taking matters into her own hands, ordering everyone to turn around. This woman is a boss. And just like that, she's taking control of the situation, leaving everyone wondering what she's planning next. Kim suddenly starts walking, and she's moving like she's on a mission. The boss tries to stop her, but she just ignores him, stepping forward with purpose. She's heading straight for the car, and the bodyguard follows, looking totally confused. No way, she's picking up speed, practically running toward the vehicle now. She's getting closer, and it's clear she's not trying to get in the car, but past it. She's leaping straight into the path of the car. This is insane. But the driver slams on the brakes, barely missing her, and the car screeches to a halt. Kapow! Kim rolls, landing hard, but she's already back on her feet. She's straight up attacking the car, her heels making contact with the body. What is happening? And she keeps going, relentlessly kicking and damaging the car. She is a force. Our boy Ijin is suddenly there, appearing out of nowhere like a total phantom. He's blocking the car, shielding Kim. This dude doesn't mess around, seriously. The bodyguard tries to pull Ijin away, but our boy just shoves him back with ease. Ijin's face is stone cold, and he's staring down the driver. Talk about intimidating. He's demanding to know who sent them, and honestly, the driver looks absolutely terrified. Our boy is driving, chasing down whoever messed with his family, and he's straight up flooring it. He's weaving through traffic like a pro, but it's a dangerous pursuit and things are getting intense. Kim asks if he's okay, worried about how aggressively he's driving, but he brushes it off. He insists he's fine, even though they just narrowly avoided a wreck. This dude is a machine. Suddenly, they slam on the brakes and the car screeches to a halt, throwing everyone forward. They've crashed and Kim is clearly shaken, but our boy is already out of the car and assessing the damage. Kim is trying to figure out what just happened, but she's focused on whether he's all right. She wonders how someone who looks like a high schooler could pull off such a reckless maneuver, and honestly, same. She asks if he's all right again, but he's already focused on something else, the aftermath of the crash. He's stone-faced, staring ahead, and it's clear this isn't about the car. He's got a bigger problem on his mind. He's realizing the more he learns about what happened, the more he believes her story. It's a total shift. He calls his friend earlier, but gets no answer, and that's immediately a red flag for our boy. He starts thinking, if he was kidnapped in front of his friend, shouldn't that guy be trying to reach out? Kim adds to the weirdness, saying the bodyguards were acting super strange, and it's all adding up. He's silent, processing everything, and you can see the gears turning in his head. This is serious. Kim asks the big question, who is behind all this, and our boy is clearly focused on finding them. She shouts Yu Jion. It seems like she's connected this whole thing to someone specific. No way. She's rushing out of the car, clearly panicked, and she's definitely seen something or someone. Kim is visibly shaken, staring off into the distance, and something's about to go down, you just know it. She's totally freaked out, eyes wide, and it's clear this situation is escalating fast, bro. This dude and his crew roll up, looking straight up intimidating, and Kim is clearly shocked to see him. She asks what he's doing here, relieved he's not hurt, but our boy isn't focused on that. He's already piecing things together. He cuts right to the chase, saying he's here to take her home, but someone else is already stepping forward. A new guy, looking serious, demands to know who this is and what's going on, and things are about to get intense. Our boy's expression is ice cold, his eyes narrowed, and you can tell he's not happy with this interruption. He just starts walking, ignoring the questions, and his crew follows, totally blocking the other guy's path. Kim is shouting about Yu Jion, but it's drowned out by the tension. She knows who's behind this. The new guy is furious, demanding to know who they are, and this dude is about to unleash, bro. Our boy's eyes are locked on the guy, and honestly, it's a super creepy stare down. You can feel the heat. He asks if they've gotten to Yu Jion, and it's clear this isn't a question. It's a threat straight up. One of the guys blurts out that they thought only one person was behind Yu Jion's kidnapping. No way. He explains this lone guy took down all their men on his own, which is seriously messing with their boss. The boss is absolutely losing it, demanding to know if that's true, and honestly, he's kinda scary. The crew starts moving, heading out, and the boss is just left standing there fuming. Kim is calling out Yu Jion's name, but she's getting ignored, and this dude is clearly in charge now. They walk past a crowd of people, and the boss is still yelling GI. It's a total power move. Boy is stone-faced, completely unfazed, and it's clear he's got a plan brewing. He's giving the boss a serious side eye, and you can tell he's not thrilled about this confrontation. The boss is trying to intimidate him with a glare, but our boy doesn't even flinch. It's awesome. He's got this intense look on his face, a mix of anger and determination, and things are about to explode. He lays down the law. Yu Jion is coming with him, no questions asked, and the boss is speechless. But the woman with the crew steps forward, and she's clearly worried about a blood test. She explains if Yu Jion gets a separate test, things are going to spiral out of control for them. Our boy overhears, and he's not having it. He straight up tells them he's choosing his words wisely. Sin fires back, saying she's already picking her words carefully, and the tension is insane. The boss tries to interrupt, but our boy just ignores him, and honestly, it's a power move. He announces he's taking Yu Jion now, and it's clear he's not asking for permission. The woman looks shocked, and she's clearly realizing they're losing control of the situation. They're heading for the cars, but the woman is still trying to process what's happening. However, this dude is already pulling Yu Jong away, and it's a total escape. Our boy claims it was all a misunderstanding with the security team, saying he'll explain everything back at the office. But the boss isn't buying it. He tells Yu Jong to get it together and understand exactly what's going on. The woman looks completely shocked, realizing they've lost all control of the situation, and honestly, she kinda deserved it. Mr. Kang is insisting this is all a misunderstanding, claiming he wasn't kidnapped at all. MS Kim straight up says he was ordered to protect her, which sounds legit enough. But Mr. Kang isn't buying it, demanding to know if this was all planned from the start. She confirms it was planned and tells him to go, but it's super sus, like way too calm. Someone points out MS Kim's earlier actions are suspicious, and she's definitely hiding something. MS Kim just stares back, totally unbothered, and repeats Mr. Kang like it's a magic word. Mr. Kang looks seriously unimpressed, and honestly, we're right there with him. Yu Jong is losing it, telling everyone to chill out, but things are already escalating. He's trying to de-escalate, but the tension is thick. You can cut it with a knife, bro. However, something's clearly off with MS Kim, and our boy isn't about to let this slide. Mr. Kang's getting seriously suspicious, realizing he's relying on a total stranger he's known for days. Yu Jong's still trying to play peacemaker, asking when they're sending him home, but it's kinda pointless now. Mr. Kang's got a plan brewing, and honestly, we're here for it. He's about to flip things. He confidently declares someone will be begging him for help soon, and the vibe is icy. This dude's staring down Yu Jong, and it's clear he's not backing down, straight up scoffing at him. MS Kim's looking on, her expression unreadable, and we're starting to think she's the mastermind. A close-up on her eye shows she's definitely hiding something, and it's not good. She's intense. Mr. Kang's sizing everyone up, and bro is clearly the most dangerous person in the room. He's got his arms crossed, looking all-powerful, while MS Kim and Yu Jong stand behind him. But here's the twist. MS Kim's expression is changing, and she looks like she's about to reveal something. MS Kim is on the phone, and she's dropping a bomb. Someone tried to spike his drink. She explains they were trying to frame him as a drug abuser and ruin his reputation. No way. But she's not finished. She reveals they forced him to take drugs and intentionally brought him here. A flashback shows a shadowy figure forcing pills down his throat, and it's seriously messed up. Our boy is furious, and his eyes are practically glowing with rage. He's about to unleash. He's demanding to know who's behind this, and MS Kim is surprisingly calm, giving him details. However, she's also scanning the room, and her expression is totally unreadable. What's she hiding? A close-up on MS Kim shows she's definitely playing a role, and her eyes are cold as ice. She's talking about a hidden operation, and it's getting super complicated, straight-up espionage. But wait, another flashback reveals MS Kim was with the people who drugged him, and it's a total betrayal. MS Kim is on the phone, calmly laying out the situation. His grandfather is secretly recovering, and only a select few know. She drops another bomb. She's sure someone is confident enough to think his grandfather won't find out about this plan. This dude is starting to piece it together, realizing someone is deliberately trying to manipulate the situation, and it's intense. Here's the thing, MS Kim is totally playing a double game, and her cold stare says it all. She's squeezing her phone so hard her knuckles are white, and honestly, it's a little creepy. She's clearly hiding something massive, and her carefully constructed composure is starting to crack. MS Kim is explaining that if they're willing to commit to this messed up plan, someone is giving them confidence. She's suggesting they're assuming his grandfather will never hear about it, and this dude is not buying it. However, MS Kim's expression changes, and she seems to be weighing her options, and it's a total power move. She's thinking about the best way to approach this, and bro, it's clear she's got a whole other agenda. MS Kim announces she's heading home, claiming she's exhausted, but Seoksu is immediately suspicious. Seoksu demands to know why she's leaving now, and she straight up asks why she should stay. She's playing hard to get, and the guys behind Seoksu are clearly annoyed by her attitude. Seoksu insists they catch whoever did this, but MS Kim challenges him to do it and then call her. She's pushing his buttons, asking if he expects her to just sit around while they work, and it's a power play. MS Kim's expression is ice cold, and it's clear she's not interested in waiting around for anyone. The other guys are whispering about needing to catch the culprit, but MS Kim is clearly in control of this whole situation. She's walking away, leaving them all staring after her, and honestly, it's a mic drop moment. Seoksu's eyes narrow, and you can tell he's piecing things together. This isn't about being tired. However, she's not letting on what she knows, and her smug look is saying good luck figuring this out. Seoksu doesn't hesitate. He grabs Kim's arm, determined to keep her here, and straight up tells her she's staying. Kim yells at him to let go, but this dude isn't budging, and her face is not happy about it. He's holding on tight, and she's fighting back, but then another guy steps into the scene. This other guy's looking confused, wondering what's going on with Kim, and Seoksu, but it's about to get real. Seoksu pulls Kim closer, refusing to let her go, and honestly, the tension is insane right now. However, she's clearly not backing down, and this whole situation is escalating quickly. No way this ends well. Okay, so our boy Ijin is heading to see his grandfather, straight up a family visit, but it's way more than that. He's telling Kim he can't leave this place or meet his grandfather alone, which is kinda sus, right? Ijin explains he needs protection, and honestly, Kim looks surprised but also intrigued maybe. She asks if he wants her to come with him, and you can see her sizing him up. This is getting interesting. Ijin lays it out. His job is to protect her, and the look on his face, intense, bro, he means business. Kim seems to be processing this, and honestly her expression is kinda unreadable, which is kinda scary. She's definitely thinking something over, and you can tell she's weighing her options. This is a power move. Ijin is dead serious, and the intensity is building, but Kim is holding her own, which is awesome. She's totally playing it cool, but you can see she's surprised by his offer. This is a wild dynamic. But it's clear whatever's going on with Ijin and his grandfather, it's dangerous, and she's involved now. Okay, so Ijin's getting a call, and the old man on the line is clearly giving orders, no doubt about it. He spots the target, a woman, and tells his team to move, making sure Kim stays safe, which is good. He orders them to get the guy, but with a super specific rule: do not harm Kim, that's a big deal. The team bursts into action, sprinting toward their target. Things are about to get chaotic for sure. Jin's team is all over the guy, ambushing him in a flash, but it's brutal straight up. One of the guys lands a serious blow, and this dude's getting wrecked, and honestly, he had it coming. Another punch connects, and it's a total knockout. Ijin's team doesn't mess around, bro. A guy's down, but Ijin's team keeps moving, securing the area. They are professionals, no doubt. But wait, the old man's still on the phone, and he's not happy. Something's definitely off here. He's yelling about betrayal and a hidden agenda, and honestly, this whole situation is getting way more complicated. Ijin launches a lightning-fast attack, and the old man barely has time to react. It's a total shock. He's trying to defend himself, but Ijin's strikes are relentless, a whirlwind of pure power, bro. Ijin delivers a brutal blow, sending the old man flying. It's intense and honestly a little scary. The old man crashes hard, and Ijin's team moves in to restrain him, securing the scene quickly. However, the old man manages to gasp out a single word, "you," before being fully subdued. Demands to know who Ijin is, straight up asking, "Who the hell are you?" The tension is insane. Ijin just stares him down, taking a step forward, and the old man looks absolutely terrified. No way. Another step. Ijin's completely intimidating, and this dude is realizing he messed with the wrong person. Ijin's face is stone cold, and it's clear he's not messing around. This is serious business, bro. But now the old man is starting to realize something. Ijin isn't just some random high schooler. The old man insists Ijin is just a kid with skill, but he clearly underestimates our boy's combat experience. He tells himself to stay calm and take Ijin down, but that's easier said than done, right? Ijin moves in for another attack, and this dude barely has time to brace himself. It's seriously fast. Ijin lands a powerful blow, and the old man goes flying. The impact is insane, no way. He's clutching his chest, clearly hurt, and Ijin just stares him down, radiating pure intensity. The old man's trying to recover, but Ijin's already launching another attack, a blindingly fast strike. Ijin's relentless. He's barely giving this dude a chance to breathe, and honestly, he had it coming. The old man's chest is throbbing from the hits, but Ijin doesn't let up, continuing his assault. A gust of wind rushes past as Ijin unleashes another attack, and it looks like this could be it. But Ijin stops short and it's clear he's holding back. Something's definitely up with this whole situation. Ijin's still standing over the old man, but he's clearly assessing something. He's not finishing the fight right now. The old man tries to get up, all bruised and beaten, but Ijin grabs his wrist, stopping him cold. He's looking directly into Ijin's eyes, and you can see the fear creeping in. This dude knows he's outmatched. Ijin leans in close and starts speaking, but it's not a threat. He's asking about Jay, straight up demanding answers. The old man tries to play it cool, denying any knowledge of Jay, but Ijin isn't buying it for a second. Ijin tightens his grip and the old man finally cracks. He admits he knows something, but he's scared to talk. But then Ijin suddenly releases him, stepping back. He's giving this dude a chance to spill everything. The old man starts rambling about a secret organization and a dangerous mission, but it's all fragmented and confusing. Ijin presses him for details, demanding to know everything about Jay's involvement. He needs the whole story. The old man reveals Jay was sent to eliminate a target, but something went wrong and Ijin's face darkens. No way. The old man's panicking, claiming Jay was a total wild card, and Ijin's face is unreadable. He's processing this. But the old man says Jay failed the mission and became a liability, and Ijin's response is instant. He grabs a sword. Ijin straight up declares he's going to find Jay, and this dude doesn't even try to stop him. He just looks terrified. Suddenly, another figure bursts in, a bald guy with a blade, and Ijin reacts in a flash. He's moving so fast. Ijin slashes, but the bald guy deflects, and they're locked in a brutal sword fight. This is insane. The bald guy attacks, but Ijin dodges and counters, sending the old man flying, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin keeps pressing the attack, a whirlwind of blades, and the bald guy's getting seriously overwhelmed. But the bald guy manages a desperate block, and for a second their blades lock. It's a total standoff. Ijin unleashes a final, devastating blow, and the bald guy goes down, clutching his arm. Ouch. Ijin's standing over him now, sword still raised, and he's demanding to know everything about Jay. No mercy. Someone asks our boy what he needs, being all respectful and stuff, but he's clearly focused on something else. No way, Yu Jong somehow knows the chairman is here, and everyone is freaking out about it. The old man is straight up furious, demanding to know how she figured it out because they're trying to keep him hidden. Bows, but honestly, this dude is radiating pure annoyance at having to explain himself. He doubles down, insisting the chairman isn't even at the location, trying to play it cool. But Yu Jong is having none of it, confidently declaring she knows her grandfather is there. She wants to go inside and see for herself, but the security team is blocking her path, no questions asked. They refuse to let her pass, offering apologies, but Yu Jong is clearly not backing down from this. And honestly, this situation is tense as heck. Yu Jong isn't budging, and the guards aren't letting her through. She's determined to see her grandfather, and it's clear she's not going to give up without a fight. Yu Jong grits her teeth, clearly frustrated. She needs to get to her grandfather, but everyone is blocking her. She demands to know what they're doing, insisting she has to meet with him, but they still won't budge. She explains everyone around her grandfather refuses to let her see him, and honestly, that's super suspicious. Suddenly, a guard rushes forward, attempting to stop someone, but our boy intervenes with a lightning-fast strike. A powerful punch sends the guard flying, and the woman watching looks absolutely shocked at the sudden violence. She's stunned, staring at the scene unfolding before her, and you can tell she's starting to understand the situation. Our boy, covered in blood, asks if they should go inside, but it's a pretty ominous question if you ask me. The woman looks up confused, and then she sees the carnage behind him, and her jaw drops. She's completely speechless, eyes wide with disbelief, realizing just how dangerous this dude is. And honestly, that reaction is totally justified. This situation just went from tense to absolutely insane. The woman nods, agreeing with our boy. She knows asking nicely won't work here. She takes a step forward and our boy instantly moves to shield her. Things are about to go down. No way, an intruder bursts onto the scene, and everyone's on high alert. The guards dash forward, attempting to take down the intruder, but our boy is already moving. He intercepts the attack with a blindingly fast swing, deflecting the blade. This dude is a monster. Our boy retaliates with a powerful punch, sending the attacker flying backwards, but another guard jumps in. He blocks another attack, then delivers a brutal counter, and honestly, this fight is getting intense. A flurry of blows, our boy is a whirlwind of destruction, taking down opponents left and right. But the attackers just keep coming and things are getting seriously chaotic. This is a full-blown brawl. He's taking hits but straight up shrugging them off. This dude is built different, no way he's slowing down. Our boy is unleashing a flurry of attacks, sending opponents reeling. It's a total beatdown. He lands a massive blow, but another attacker grabs him from behind. Things are escalating fast. This dude counters with a brutal elbow, sending his attacker flying, but he's clearly taking damage. He's dodging and weaving through the onslaught, but more enemies swarm him. It's a chaotic free-for-all. Our boy delivers a devastating kick, clearing some space, but he's bleeding. This fight is getting messy. He manages to take down a few more guards, but they just keep coming, relentless and aggressive. Our boy is seriously outnumbered, taking hit after hit, but he's still fighting like a machine. He throws a final powerful punch, finally clearing a path, but he's clearly exhausted and injured. He walks through the carnage, leaving a trail of bodies behind him, straight up terrifying. A woman watches in shock while a blonde dude looks on with a stoic expression. What's going on with them? The old man is chilling in bed with the newspaper, but his assistant bursts in with news. Reporters are trying to sneak onto the property. They caught the reporters, but now there's a bigger problem. Yu Jion's bodyguards are causing trouble, straight up barging in. The assistant explains the situation, but the old man is not impressed. He reminds everyone Yu Jion's security are their employees. A blonde dude appears looking furious and demands to know what all the noise is about. This is getting heated. The assistant reports that Yu Jion's bodyguard took down their men and entered the premises, but the blonde dude is not buying it. The old man scoffs and wants to know how many more of Yu Jion's people are coming. He's not afraid, though. He demands to know how long it'll take to get things under control. This dude is all business, no chill. The assistant looks stressed as the blonde dude glares at him, but our boy is still reading his newspaper, totally unfazed. The blonde dude is seriously angry, and honestly, he's giving off major villain vibes right now. The old man finally lowers the newspaper, looking annoyed. It's about to go down, I can feel it. The assistant explains they left minimal security inside, but the rest of their men are dealing with things. Sounds contained, right? Someone upstairs yells stop him, and a security guard is barreling down the stairs. This is about to get messy. The blonde dude and the old man are just standing there as the guard crashes into someone. No way, it's a full-on collision. The guard hits the ground with a thud and groans. Our boy's security is getting wrecked and fast. The blonde dude looks shocked, but the old man is still stone-faced. He's seen worse, honestly. Another guard comes flying down the stairs and gets absolutely flattened, straight up brutal. The black-suited bodyguard catches the falling guard, but then just drops him, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The old man is now splattered with blood, and the blonde dude is staring, speechless. It's a total bloodbath. The black suit turns to face the old man, and the blonde dude looks terrified. This is bad, like really bad. Okay, so things are wild. The old man is chilling in bed, but he's on the phone, totally plotting. He's straight up admitting his associates helped with the incident, promising to repay the favor later. He reveals Yu Jion was in way over her head, needing help she couldn't handle alone. No way. He keeps talking on the phone, saying things got unnecessarily out of hand, and honestly, sounds like an understatement. This dude is getting intense, eyes narrowed, clearly thinking about something big. It's a serious look. He's still on the phone, staring out the window, and it's clear he's formulating a plan, a proper one. He says they have too many assets at risk, but then he gets an idea, and it involves our boy, Eri. He's thinking with Eri protecting Yu Jion, he'll finally have some peace of mind. Smart move, old man. Then he admits he's making an offer, and it's a big one. Something's definitely brewing here. He finishes his call looking all intense, and you just know this is going to shake things up. Prepare yourselves. The old man is laying it all out. He claims he made an offer no one could refuse, but Eri isn't buying it. Eri calls him out, straight up demanding an explanation, and the old man seems unfazed, surprisingly. He admits he used to be scared of the old man's anger, but now, facing his own mortality, he's fearless. That's a twist. The old man scoffs, saying if he's as sick as he claims, he's doing a really good job hiding it, tapping away on his phone. He's back in bed, still on his phone, looking thoughtful. This dude is always scheming, honestly. He's thinking about how Iri helped Yu Jeong, and it feels off, like something doesn't add up. Iri just stares back, totally silent, letting the old man ramble, and it's super awkward. The old man insists he can't quite put his finger on it. Something about the situation just feels wrong. However, he's still making connections, realizing Iri's help with Yu Jeong was crucial, but for what reason? But now he's starting to suspect there's more to the story, and this dude is about to dig deeper. Oh bye. Iri explains he was Yu Jeong's bodyguard, straight up stating it was his job to protect her. The old man's skeptical, asking what Iri wants out of all this. He's definitely not convinced. Iri calmly responds he just did his job, but the old man presses him, sensing something's off. Yu Jeong chimes in, thanking Iri and saying she feels much safer now, which is good to hear. She reveals her grandfather was absolutely furious about everything that happened, and we know that's bad news. Her eyes flash with intensity. She's holding back a lot, and it's super obvious. But she's also hinting there's more to the story than they realize, and it's connected to the SW group. She mentions the SW group, and the old man's eyes narrow. Our boy is definitely onto something here. However, the old man is clearly realizing the stakes are higher than ever, and Iri's involvement is key. Okay, so Iri's dropping bombs. She knew her uncle was involved in everything, no way. She figures the old man is turning a blind eye to protect the company, which makes sense, honestly. But things are finally calming down, and she's confident this mess won't happen again. Famous last words, right? She thinks they're safe, but then boom, Ijin didn't show up this morning, and everyone's immediately worried. The old man explains Ijin finished his job and his grandfather sent more bodyguards, which feels excessive. Iri asks if they were going to recruit Ijin, but Yu Jeong straight up says no, cold. She sets her cup down with a clack, and the tension is real. This woman is hiding something. Yu Jeong saying she's finally peaceful, but we all know that's a lie, and the old man sees it too. However, she's holding back, and it's clear there's a bigger game at play, and Ijin is somehow involved. But now she's shutting down the conversation, and our boy is definitely left wondering what's really going on. Yu Jeong is trying to play it cool, but she's clearly rattled. Something's about to pop off, I can feel it. Suddenly, a bunch of guys in suits burst in, and it's straight up chaos. Ijin's grandpa is moving fast. This dude is throwing hands, taking down multiple attackers at once. Our boy's reflexes are insane. He's absolutely demolishing them, but the attacks keep coming, and it's a full-on brawl, no holding back. Ijin's getting pummeled, but he's barely flinching, and honestly, these guys are starting to regret their life choices. He delivers a brutal counterattack, sending one of the attackers flying. This dude is a monster in disguise. The old man steps in, ordering everyone to stop, but it's too late. The damage is already done. Ijin wipes the blood from his lip, looking completely unfazed. This is why you don't mess with our boy. Yu Jeong is staring at Ijin with a confused look. She's realizing just how dangerous he is. Ijin walks right past her, not even making eye contact. He's got bigger things on his mind for sure. Yu Jeong asks Ijin if he only did all of that, like all the fighting, and bro doesn't even hesitate to say yes. Ijin's just standing there completely stoic while Yu Jeong's face is unreadable. She's trying to process what she's hearing. She's clearly shocked he admits it, and honestly, it's a little scary how calm he is about the whole thing. Okay, so our boy Ijin is facing off against this mysterious figure, and things are tense, like seriously tense. The dude in the hood asks what they want to do, and it's clear he's calling the shots here. Ijin confidently says his opinion doesn't matter when it comes to decisions, straight up dismissing the other guy. But the hooded figure isn't having it, his eyes narrowed and intense. You can tell he's not pleased. He delivers a cold response, declaring that Ijin's input is irrelevant to their decision-making process. And honestly, this dude is radiating power, and Ijin doesn't even flinch. This is getting good. The hooded figure's expression is menacing, and the scene is lit with this eerie red glow. Ijin is all stoic, but you can see the intensity in his eyes. He's not backing down from this confrontation. Hooded guy's eyes are glowing red, and bro is definitely not messing around. This is a power move. However, Ijin remains unfazed, and it's clear he's ready for whatever comes next, no matter how dangerous. The hooded figure asks if they're going to take on a mission to eliminate Alice, and everyone looks shocked. One of the guys explodes, demanding to know why they'd even consider a mission like that. Ijin's just standing there totally calm while everyone else is losing it. This dude is ice cold. The hooded figure tries to play it off like it's just a suggestion, but everyone sees right through it. Another guy steps up furious and demands an explanation for this messed up mission. The hooded figure finally reveals that someone ordered them to get rid of Alice. No way. Jin's eyes narrow and you can tell he's piecing things together, figuring out who's behind this. The hooded figure tries to justify the order, claiming Alice is too dangerous, but it's a weak excuse. But Ijin isn't buying it. He's already decided to protect Alice, and honestly, good for him. He's staring down the hooded figure and the tension is building. This is about to get real. Everyone's arguing about helping out this jerk who abandoned the numbers, but Ijin straight up shuts it down. He says their opinions don't matter, and it's clear he's calling the shots. This dude is ruthless. One of the guys asks what 001 said, but it's a trap. Ijin already dismissed his input. The hooded figure confirms Ijin's opinion doesn't matter, and honestly, he's totally right about that. Ijin's expression darkens, and you can tell he's not thrilled with the situation. He's calculating something. He stares intensely, and it's clear he's locking onto someone, analyzing their motives and planning his next move. The hooded figure is smirking, but it's a shaky grin, like he knows Ijin is about to expose everything. Ijin's eyes flash red, and bro is unleashing his killer instinct. This is a whole new level of intensity. He's clearly not backing down, and he's ready to go to war if he has to. No way this ends peacefully. Ijin's face is a mask of fury, and it's sending chills down everyone's spines. This is a serious showdown. Ijin is absolutely losing it, yelling at them to not take requests from Forrest. This dude is seeing red. The gray-haired guy tries to reason, saying it's about the money, but Ijin isn't having any of it. He's straight up saying they're not on good terms with Forrest, and it's a terrible idea to work with them. The tall, dark-haired guy suddenly reacts. He's clearly thinking something Ijin hasn't considered yet. The bulky guy with the mohawk joins in, looking surprisingly concerned. Something's up with Forrest, apparently. Ijin's expression is intense, and he's demanding to know what 001 said, pushing for answers. The hooded figure tries to play it cool, but Ijin isn't buying it. He's already figured something out. Ijin's voice drops to a dangerous level, and he's straight up threatening Forrest. This is escalating fast. He's declaring they won't take any requests from Forrest, and the mohawk guy is totally on board with that. The bulky guy and the dark-haired dude are giving each other serious looks. They're sensing the tension too. Ijin and his gray-haired friend are laying down the law. They are a thorn in Forrest's side, and they mean it. Suddenly, a furious guy bursts in, yelling spring. He's clearly lost it and ready for a fight. The dark-haired leader calmly announces they'll go with the majority vote, trying to regain control of the situation. Everyone's looking tense as the group assesses the damage. They've lost 2 more bases, and it's bad news. They realize these weren't bases Alice knew about, meaning Forrest is targeting hidden locations. Things are escalating quickly. But the biggest problem, they're taking bigger and bigger losses with each passing moment, and time is running out. The gray-haired guy complains about all the effort they put into this operation, but Ijin isn't interested in excuses. Ijin straight up tells them if they don't want to take requests from Forrest, they just shouldn't. No room for debate. However, the bulky guy is still worried, and he and the dark-haired dude exchange concerned glances. Ijin's intense stare hasn't wavered, and he's making it clear Forrest is off limits. This dude is not playing around. Turns out tons of assassins have gone after Alice, but she's been taking them all down. No way. Bulky guy grunts, admitting they even tried to get the numbers involved, but they rejected the request. He knew it wouldn't be easy to get them on board, but Ijin cuts to the chase. What about the mutt? Good news, they made contact with the mutt yesterday and expect them to arrive in a few days. But here's the kicker, Ijin has a special assassin ready to deal with any agents who betray them, just in case. On top of that, this dude has prepared a whole plan to take out any traitors. Our boy is seriously prepared. Our boy is at the hospital and his sister's there. He's actually happy to see her, which is kinda sweet. She asks about his business thing and he's immediately caught off guard, giving a super vague answer. He tries to play it cool, but she sees right through him and his face gives everything away. No poker face skills here. She presses for details and this dude straight up admits something's up. He's sweating bullets. Suddenly, this creepy blonde woman shows up, looking like she's about to cause major problems. Talk about bad timing. And some random guy in a hoodie and his goons barge in, and things are about to get wild, bro. One of the goons loses it, screaming about shooting his sister, but honestly, this dude had it coming. The blonde lady isn't fazed at all. She's totally unfazed. She's clearly used to dealing with chaos. The hoodie guy is giving major villain vibes, looking down on everyone with a smug grin. What a jerk. But the goon's outburst is the last straw, and our boy's sister is clearly about to snap. It's about to go down. The blonde lady calmly explains she warned them not to take the job, but they didn't listen. The hoodie guy is losing it, demanding they just accept the hit and kill her. What a psycho. His goon is straight up foaming at the mouth, yelling, but the blonde lady is ice cold. Our boy's sister is ready to throw hands, but the blonde lady suddenly turns and walks away, so suspicious. She tells them they can leave now, but then spins around, and it's clear she's hiding something. She glances back at the door and her expression is unreadable. This lady is playing a dangerous game. But it looks like our boy saw her face too, and he's definitely not thrilled with what he just witnessed. Our boy's sister is in the hospital looking pale, but insists she's fine, totally playing it cool. But her brother isn't buying it. He knows something is seriously wrong with her. He gets a call and it's a warning. Apparently, Alice launched a sneak attack on his sister. The caller says it was merely a warning, but this dude sounds furious. No way, that's comforting. He demands to know who authorized the attack, and the caller just repeats it's a warning, getting on his nerves. Our boy hangs up, eyes narrowed. He's about to make someone pay for messing with his sister. He's stalking through the city at night, and his expression is absolutely terrifying, serious vibes. He confronts the caller and it's intense. This dude doesn't mess around. He's straight up threatening this guy, telling him not to even think about trying to save Alice. Wow. His face is right up in the collar's, and you can tell he means every single word. This is getting real. Our boy's back home taking a call, and he's still fuming about Alice trying to hurt his sister. This dude is serious. He's chatting with a woman who mentions 004 really loved the fried chicken they all shared. Weird flex, but okay. He hangs up and walks inside, looking all brooding and intense. Bro is clearly plotting something. He opens the door to the dining room and his mom is offering him fruit. Talk about awkward timing. He accepts the fruit, but his sister's suddenly staring at him and she looks suspicious. What's up with her? She asks what's wrong and our boy just gives her a chilling smile. That's not a good sign, honestly. He starts eating the fruit and his sister keeps staring. She's definitely trying to figure out what he's hiding. This is getting tense because she's clearly picking up on the fact that something is off with him. She's not fooled. He gives her another unsettling look. This dude is a master of intimidation, no cap. But she's not backing down, she's staring right back. This is a sibling showdown waiting to happen. Okay, so Ijin's dad is talking about how Ijin sometimes comes out of his room smiling. Weird, right? His grandpa chimes in, saying Ijin looks chipper sometimes. They're both noticing something's off, but don't know what. Cut to a street scene and things get dark. There's a record store and it looks abandoned or worse. No way, the record store is a total bloodbath. People are down everywhere and it's straight up gruesome. A bald dude is kneeling amongst the carnage, covered in blood. He's clearly the cause of all this. But wait, another guy in a hat and coat appears looking super menacing. This is getting intense. He flicks a match, lighting a cigarette, and honestly, he looks like a total boss, even in this chaos. The bald guy's rambling about only wanting the weapons. He didn't want money or anything else, just guns. This dude in the hat is clearly in charge, and he's not messing around. He's the one pulling the strings. And the final reveal, she didn't want anything but the weapons. What is happening? Okay, so the dude in the hat straight up opens fire. Boom, headshot on the bald guy, no hesitation. He's reloading instantly, looking around like he expects more enemies to jump out. This guy is a pro. But then he turns and sees a woman covered in blood. She's barely conscious and it's brutal. He rushes over and honestly he looks genuinely shocked to see her like this. Is this a complication? More people are down and the scene is just a massacre. It's way worse than we initially thought. He's scanning the room and it's clear he's looking for someone specific. This isn't random, he had a target. Okay, so our boy is on a mission and it's straight up intense. He's watching the SW building. He's got a car parked nearby, scoping out the place, and his team notices something weird. They realize these guys in another car keep parking in the same spots to get a clear view of SW. Serious-looking dude is driving, and he seems super focused on the building. Something's definitely up. There are other people outside, but it's clear this driver and his crew are the key players here. Our boy with a mask on is receiving intel. He's totally in stealth mode, blending into the night. He's listening through an earpiece, getting the lowdown on the suspicious car and its movements. The team confirms the car has been repeatedly parking for surveillance, but it's a pattern they've picked up on. This dude realizes they're being watched. They're keeping eyes on this whole area, no doubt about it. And honestly, this is where things get interesting because this isn't just a random stakeout. The team is tracking the car's route, but it's slow going. They need time to piece everything together. However, they haven't seen the person our boy mentioned days ago, and that's a little weird. They check the security footage, but this person is seriously skilled, avoiding every camera perfectly. Our boy asks what's with all this investigation, and his teammate seems off, like something's bothering him. The teammate denies anything's wrong, but bro, that's a total lie. He's clearly hiding something. He says he just has a strange feeling, and then the scene cuts to a mysterious figure in a hat. We get a glimpse of this shadowy figure, and honestly, it's super creepy, definitely a bad omen. Then a quick shot of a building at night, and it sounds like something's creaking, major tension building. Someone is outside the building near a parked van, and it's like the start of something big. Our boy's team is clearly dealing with more than just a simple stakeout. This is about to get complicated. Our boy is questioning why the captain is pushing them so hard after days of surveillance, and it's a legit question. His teammate explains Alice is the target, so the captain is being extra cautious. Makes sense, right? Then the scene switches and we see someone hacking into SW systems and a file pops up. An agent failed a mission. The file details the failed agent, and it's a woman, Alice. No way she was sent to take someone out and didn't succeed. Someone taps on a screen and the team starts piecing it together. Apparently, they were prepared for Jackal and Alice's ambush. But the teammate asks if Alice just let herself fail, and our boy is like, hold up, that doesn't add up. They point out SW's security is insane, so it's not like she just walked in. Something else is going on. Then the teammate drops a bomb. Something changed in Alice, and it's not just about the failed mission. The scene focuses on a shadowy figure wearing a hat, and their eyes are glowing red. This is getting creepy fast. And whatever is happening with this figure, it's definitely connected to Alice, and it's seriously unsettling. Our boy is standing in front of the building, looking straight at a car. It's like he's waiting for something to happen. The car door swings open with a clack and someone steps out, but it's not who anyone expects. This dude starts walking towards our boy, and the tension is real. Bro is clearly sizing him up. Meanwhile, inside, the captain is looking at a photo of the masked mercenary and asks if he's the one Alice contacted. A teammate confirms that's the intel they have, but then points out something weird. There are no clear photos of this guy's face, only masked ones. The captain demands to know why, and the teammate explains they only have pictures of him with a mask. Super sus. Our boy is now face to face with the mysterious guy, and it's a total standoff. This is about to go down. The guy narrows his eyes, and it's clear he's not happy. But honestly, our boy looks completely unfazed. The captain is getting more and more agitated, demanding answers about the lack of clear photos. The teammate just shrugs, saying it's all the information they have right now, but something tells me this is far from over. Captain tells his team to keep an eye on this new guy, but he straight up scoffs. He doubts Alice is involved. However, he admits the only leads they have right now are this masked dude and SW, whatever that means. Another masked figure appears, looking intense, and starts walking towards our boy. This is a setup. Our boy takes a step, then another, meeting the masked guy halfway. He's not even flinching, no way. The captain is watching from inside, and it's clear he's not thrilled with how this is unfolding. Suddenly, our boy takes off sprinting down the street, leaving the masked guy in the dust. What just happened? He's booking it, and the captain is right behind him, looking furious. This chase is on. Our boy is seriously fast, weaving through the city streets, but the captain is relentless. He glances back, checking to see how far the captain is, and this dude looks determined. Our boy keeps running, and honestly, this whole thing is about to explode. I can feel it. The captain is about to take down our boy, but Alice shows up out of nowhere and slashes at him. The captain gets knocked back with a thunk, and it's clear he's seriously surprised. What a hit. Alice is already moving, sprinting towards someone. She's got a mission, and she's on it. The captain is clutching his arm, blood dripping, and he's totally stunned. This is bad for him. He's clearly shocked, staring at something off-panel, and honestly, he looks terrified. Alice calls out Alice. She's targeting the captain, and it's a full-on confrontation now. She dashes forward, blade in hand, and is moving fast. The captain is in serious trouble. Alice is all business, and the captain is just trying to figure out what's going on. This is wild. She's not messing around, and the captain is desperately trying to defend himself, but it's not looking good. And honestly, he looks like he just realized Alice is way more dangerous than he thought. He manages to deflect the attack, but the force sends him flying backward, straight into a wall. No way. Okay, so it's night, and our boy Ijin is infiltrating some warehouse. This dude is straight up a ghost. He's moving silent, scoping out the place, and already took out one guard. No way this is gonna be easy. Ijin declares he's dealt with one enemy, meaning at least one more is still inside. He's so confident, it's kinda scary. He finds an open door and slips inside, but it's dark in there and someone's already setting up equipment. Ijin gets a bead on the guy, eyes narrowed. This dude is about to have a really bad night, honestly. He lines up the shot, and it looks like the target is messing with a laptop. Definitely something shady going on. Ijin lifts his gun, aiming right at the guy, but this dude doesn't even flinch. He's surprisingly calm. And then pew pew, Ijin fires 2 shots, and it looks like he hits his mark. No hesitation at all. The guy drops, and Ijin's got the target in his sights, ready to finish the job. This is intense. He fires again, and the scene cuts out, but we know our boy doesn't miss. This mission is going down. Wait, what? The guy Ijin just shot is glitching out like he's not even human. This is wild. Ijin's realizing this isn't a person either, and the scene cuts to a close-up of the thing's face. The person is dissolving, literally falling apart. No way this is a normal enemy, bro. Ijin doesn't even hesitate. He's already raising his gun again, switching targets. This dude is a machine. He's firing non-stop, blasting everything in sight. Ra-ta-ta-ta. It's a total firefight. Ijin's dodging lasers and explosions while continuing to unload on the enemy. Straight up Matrix stuff. The warehouse is getting destroyed. Everything is blowing up. Boom, boom. Total chaos. He's firing another pistol now. Pew pew, taking out whatever's left. This dude never runs out of ammo. Ijin's absolutely dismantling everything. It's a one-man army in there, and honestly, they deserved it. He's reloading, still scanning for threats, and looks completely unfazed. Our boy is a legend. Ijin's pistol is smoking, but he's already ditching the weapon and leaping toward the warehouse exit. No time to reload. He's airborne, launching himself through the air. It's a straight-up escape maneuver, but something's chasing him. Ijin crashes through a doorway, rolling to absorb the impact. He's moving fast, but he's definitely injured. He's up and sprinting, dodging debris and scanning his surroundings. This dude is a pro, even wounded. Ijin whips around, spotting another enemy and instantly raising his pistol. He doesn't miss a beat, seriously. He fires, hitting the enemy, but more are appearing. They're coming from everywhere. It's a trap. Ijin's unloading on them, pew pew, taking out multiple targets. He's a one-man army against impossible odds. He's weaving through the chaos, dodging bullets and explosions. It's like watching a ballet of destruction. Ijin dashes forward, using the environment for cover. He's playing this like a tactical genius, honestly. He's reloading again, eyes locked on the enemy. Our boy isn't backing down, not even for a second. Ijin's locked in close combat, treating blows with the masked attacker. It's brutal, straight up. He lands a solid punch, but the attacker barely flinches. This guy is seriously durable, no way. Ijin connects with a powerful kick, sending the masked man stumbling backwards. Finally, some breathing room. The attacker retaliates, slamming Ijin into a wall. Ouch, that looked painful, but our boy shakes it off. Ijin grabs the attacker's wrist, disarming him. This dude is a master of hand-to-hand combat, honestly. He's using the attacker's own momentum against him, flipping him onto the ground. Textbook takedown, bro. Ijin pins the attacker, raising his pistol to his temple. It's a tense standoff, but he's clearly in control. He demands to know who sent the attacker, and honestly, the guy looks terrified. Good. The attacker spits at Ijin, yelling a defiant "screw you." and that's a mistake, a big one. Ijin presses the barrel harder, silencing the attacker. It's intense, but Ijin's focused and determined. Ijin fires 2 shots straight up point blank and the attacker goes flying, but he's not down yet. The attacker manages to get a shot off, hitting Ijin in the shoulder. Ouch, that looks nasty, no way. Ijin stumbles back, clutching his arm, but he's already moving, circling for another opening. He slides across the floor, dodging another shot, and gets right in the attacker's face. Aggressive. Ijin delivers a brutal series of punches, and honestly, this dude had it coming big time. The attacker tries to shield himself, but Ijin is relentless. He's a whirlwind of fury. Ijin keeps hammering away, finally knocking the attacker unconscious. About time, seriously. He's breathing heavily, examining his wound, but our boy seems mostly unfazed. He's a machine. Ijin presses for information again, demanding to know who sent the attacker, and he's not taking no for an answer. The unconscious attacker just mumbles, but Ijin is already moving, determined to find the mastermind. Ijin whirls around, dodging a shot from another attacker. This guy's coming out of nowhere. He shouts that his vision is messed up, but our boy doesn't care. He's already raising his gun. A laser sight flashes across Ijin's face and he flinches, but he's too fast, turning his head just in time. Ijin fires back instantly, sending a bullet toward the new shooter. He's not messing around. This new attacker is wearing a fedora and trench coat, straight up looks like a movie villain. Ijin's already back on his feet, dodging another shot and lining up his next attack. He's relentless. He fires again and again, but the attacker keeps dodging, the warehouse echoing with boom sounds. Ijin's dodging and shooting, but the attacker manages to land a hit. Ijin's arm gets clipped, ouch. The attacker goes down, but Ijin keeps firing, covering him completely. No witnesses ever. Ijin stands over the fallen attacker, gun still raised. This dude is serious, no doubt about it. Ijin's got the attacker pinned, demanding to know who ordered the hit. He's relentless, bro. But the attacker's still resisting, trying to fight back, and Ijin straight up snaps, silencing him for good. The squad marches into what looks like a training ground, sun shining and birds chirping. It's kinda peaceful. The calm doesn't last because the commander is straight up laying down the law. No rules in a fight. He's saying age, size, gender, none of that matters when you're facing an enemy, which is intense. The commander stresses that you gotta act first, think later, and use whatever tools you have to win. He's explaining you gotta hit your opponent where it hurts the most, and then take them down, no questions. Then this dude starts demonstrating, launching a flurry of attacks. No way, this is fast. He's showing how to overwhelm someone bigger with speed and precision, and honestly, this dude had it coming. The commander's training is brutal, but it's clearly about making these soldiers relentless and efficient. Our boy is watching intently, absorbing every lesson, ready to put these skills to the test. He's got that focused look in his eyes, and you just know something big is about to go down. Bro is locked in. They're at the mess hall and our boy is eating, but he's so focused on scanning for threats it's kinda unsettling. Suddenly, someone attacks and this dude is already drawing and firing his weapon before anyone reacts. Boom, boom, he takes down both attackers with insane speed, proving he's ready for a fight at any moment. But the training doesn't stop there. Another soldier rushes him while he's still eating, seriously. Our boy flips the script, disarming the attacker and delivering a brutal counterattack. It's intense. He's got a mask on now and is absolutely demolishing the enemy, and honestly, this guy asked for it. The scene is a total bloodbath with red lines showing the force of his attacks. It's a bit much, even for us. He's ready even while sleeping, a fork dripping with blood appearing out of nowhere. No chill at all. A shadowy figure looms over him, but our boy is prepared, eyes glowing with a blue light. He's not going down easy. Someone says he was the only one who could master everything, and you can see the pride in their eyes. This is a powerful connection. This dude is straight up calling the enemy a sick jerk, saying things have gotten even worse. Wow. The enemy laughs it off, claiming everyone in their line of work is a little sadistic. Talk about a cold take. Our boy doesn't hesitate, launching a knife with insane speed and accuracy. He's not messing around. He's flying through the air, a whirlwind of motion, going for brutal attack. No time for fancy footwork. He slashes at the enemy, but the guy blocks, sending sparks flying. It's a clash of titans, honestly. Our boy goes for another strike, but the enemy is surprisingly quick, dodging the attack. This is intense. He's relentless, attacking again and again, a flurry of blades. The enemy is getting overwhelmed. The enemy tries to defend, but our boy's attacks are too powerful, tearing through his defenses. Ouch. He lands a devastating blow and the enemy is sent reeling, but he's still standing somehow. Our boy keeps pressing the attack, delivering a final, decisive strike. This dude's about to regret everything. Punches the enemy with a burst of energy, sending him flying kapow. It's a serious hit. But the enemy's still conscious, and he's calling our boy out for picking on someone with impaired vision. Seriously. Our boy doesn't care, straight up saying prey is prey, and he won't hold back, cold-blooded, honestly. The enemy goes down, but it's a messy fall. Looks like he's really hurt now. We get a close-up of the enemy's eye, and he's clearly not giving up. This dude is tough. Suddenly, another figure appears, launching a surprise attack. No way, a second enemy. Our boy gets knocked back by the force of the blow. Thud. That had to hurt. He hits the ground hard, but immediately starts scrambling to his feet. This guy doesn't stay down. The new enemy calls out Alice and acknowledges our boy. What's with the sudden formality? This Alice character looks intense, standing there with a menacing glare. This is about to get real. He's got a gun aimed right at him, and this dude confidently says he can't be taken down without an advantage. Talk about cocky. But before anyone can react, a shot rings out and our boy is sent flying backwards. Whoa, that was fast. He crashes into some crates but instantly pushes himself up. This guy is seriously durable, honestly. Another shot comes and he's dodging like a pro, but the enemy is relentless. It's a full-on firefight. He's weaving through the gunfire, closing the distance and launching himself forward. It's a risky move. The enemy fires again, but our boy ducks and lands a brutal strike, right to the jaw, no less. However, the enemy manages to stumble back and fires one last shot. It's a close call. Alice, the mysterious woman, then rushes in with incredible speed. She's a blur, seriously. She's already engaging the enemy and they're trading blows. It's a whirlwind of action. The enemy goes down, but our boy is still standing there, watching what's going on with Alice. He's so sure Alice came alone, but then a guy appears, gun drawn. Talk about a surprise. This dude fires and our boy dodges, but Alice is already moving, a whirlwind of attacks. Alice takes down the enemy with brutal efficiency. She's a straight-up monster in combat. However, another enemy appears and Alice is immediately on the defensive. She's outnumbered. Our boy jumps into the fray, taking out one attacker with a swift takedown. He's got this. He disarms another enemy, but there's still one left. This fight is far from over. The last enemy goes for his gun, and our boy reacts instantly. No way he's letting that happen. He delivers a crushing blow, and the enemy collapses, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Our boy quickly checks on Alice, and she looks unimpressed. What is up with her? Okay, so teenage Mercenary is back, and our boy Ijin is looking super stressed, like majorly. He's staring out the window at night, probably thinking about all the chaos he's about to unleash. Ijin is slumped on a couch, looking totally defeated, but something's clearly bothering him. His uncle is on the phone and straight up asks if Ijin knows why someone requested help from 002, whatever that is. The uncle's got a weird smirk, and we see a cut on his arm, hinting he's involved in something shady. He tells Ijin that the request came because she needs to protect him, and apparently she's got a crush. The uncle continues, saying she thinks she dragged Ijin into her mess and really likes him. No way. Ijin is on the phone too, looking skeptical, like he doesn't buy any of this protective nonsense. The uncle explains she wants to protect him because she thinks she's gotten him tangled in her mess. It looks like she took a liking to him during her time at SW, but Ijin's reaction, total stone face. Ijin figures out who's been following him and decides he's not running, he's going on the offensive. He's planning a counterattack because this dude doesn't back down from a fight ever. The blonde lady, she's back at base and thinks Ijin abandoned the area, which is a huge mistake. She's confident he won't flee the country and is already anticipating his move. She knows him too well. She thinks he predicted she wouldn't run and is preparing to strike back, and honestly, she's probably right. She believes he's still somewhere in the country waiting for her, and the tension is building. She's convinced he's laying a trap, and she's ready to walk right into it, no hesitation. She's sure he's predicting her every move, and this whole thing is about to get seriously intense. She's back at SWHQ, and it's looking like a showdown is imminent. Ijin is coming for her. She's standing guard, ready for whatever Ijin throws at her, but something tells me she's walking into a trap. Ijin is walking through the school looking all mysterious with the mask and everything, but someone's clearly watching him. The blonde lady Viper is scoping out the scene from a high-rise, and she's convinced Ijin's still in the city. She's got a sniper rifle trained on him, thinking he's baiting her, and honestly, she's probably right. Ijin keeps walking, totally unfazed, and a car pulls up nearby. This is getting serious fast. Viper's team is on the move, but Ijin's already anticipated them and is staying one step ahead. He's strolling through the crowd, seemingly oblivious, but he's totally aware of the danger, bro. Viper's guy in the car is getting impatient, but Ijin's just walking and it's messing with everyone. Our boy is playing it cool, but Viper's driver is starting to suspect something is off. Ijin's walking, people are around, and Viper's team is trying to figure out where he'll strike. He's just walking, and Viper is starting to realize she walked into a trap. No way. Viper's convinced Alice predicted they'd come and is waiting for Ijin to make a move. She's playing mind games. She thinks Alice already knows their next step and is planning accordingly, straight up anticipating everything. Viper's intuition is screaming that the kid, Ijin, is connected to Alice, and she's watching him closely. She believes Alice is nearby, observing them both and waiting for Ijin to act. This is a setup for sure. But if Alice isn't going to reveal herself, Ijin decides he'll just have to lure her out, no doubt about it. He steps toward the car, seemingly calm, but Viper's sniper is locked on. This dude is walking into a crossfire. Viper's sniper takes the shot, but Ijin somehow anticipates it and dodges with impossible speed. Wow. He's moving so fast it's a blur and the sniper is left stunned. Our boy is on another level, seriously. Ijin's closing in and Viper's sniper is panicking, realizing they've underestimated him, and honestly, they did. He's right in front of the car and Viper is jolted. This is it. The trap is sprung and things are about to explode. Someone's at the door and Viper's team is demanding to know who it is. Talk about tension. Turns out it's Ijin looking all mysterious with a mask and headphones, and Viper's team is instantly on edge. They're piecing things together. He used to be a mercenary, then an assassin, but then disappeared. But here's the twist. He resurfaced as the overseer of Forest's training program, which explains everything. They realize he trained Alice, and that's why she could predict their every move. This dude is a master strategist. Apparently, Forrest sent him as a hunting mutt to eliminate betrayers, so he's a straight-up killer. Viper's getting a flashback, and it's clear she's realizing the extent of Ijin's skills and ruthlessness. She's connecting the dots. Ijin isn't just strong, he's a trained assassin with a direct hand in Forest operations. Ijin is just standing there silent while they reveal his past, and honestly, the look on his face is chilling. He's a ghost from their past, and Viper knows it. This is about to get messy, no doubt about it. Ijin starts walking faster, and Viper's goons immediately notice. They're starting to sweat big time. One of them wonders if Ijin realizes he's being followed, but our boy already knows he's a step ahead. He turns a corner and they try to keep up, but Ijin is seriously picking up the pace. Ijin's foot lands perfectly on a loose tile. It snaps, and honestly, that's a warning sign if I've ever seen one. He keeps stepping and another tile breaks. This dude is sending a message, and it's not a friendly one. They're realizing he knows they're following, and his expression is absolutely terrifying. Viper's second-in-command orders him to teach Ijin a lesson, but it's too late. Our boy is already in control. He's got this icy glare and tells them they'll learn what the numbers mean. Uh-oh, someone's about to get wrecked. Ijin's blue hair is glowing and he's radiating power. It's a straight-up intimidation tactic. He's a predator and these guys just walked into his hunting ground. This is gonna be brutal. Ijin is dashing now, straight up sprinting away from those guys. He's a blur. He's leaping across rooftops, moving so fast it's almost unreal, but they're still on his tail. But he's not just running from them, he's leading them towards something, and it's massive. Okay, so things are heating up fast. Our boy Ijin is facing off against this super powerful guy, and it's already intense. This dude is straight up challenging Ijin, declaring war on him and his family. No way. Ijin doesn't even flinch, he's just calmly staring back, but you can tell his eyes are already calculating everything. But then the enemy makes his move, grabbing Ijin's hand with a glowing red blade. It's a full-on attack. Ijin's eyes narrow, a flash of red in them, and you know he's about to unleash something crazy. He counters, and there's this massive burst of energy. Honestly, this dude had it coming. The fight explodes, blades clashing, energy beams flying. It's a total spectacle of destruction, and it's all happening so fast. Ijin's going all out, his strikes are precise and brutal, and the enemy is clearly struggling to keep up. However, the enemy manages to land a hit, sending Ijin flying backward, but our boy's not down for long. Ijin's back on his feet, launching another attack, and this time he's using a weapon, a glowing red blade of his own. Ijin and the enemy's blades clash again and again, but this dude keeps closing the distance, trying to prevent Ijin from getting a clear shot. He's dodging and weaving, but the enemy is relentless, coming in for another attack with that glowing sword. The enemy's face is twisted in a snarl as he lunges, believing he has Ijin cornered, but Ijin is anticipating every move. Ijin declares he wants the enemy to believe this, and suddenly moves with incredible speed, delivering a brutal counterattack. Ijin's flinging his arm around, preventing the enemy from aiming, and it's working. The guy can't even get a shot off. Another clash, the blades meet with a resounding clang and sparks fly everywhere. This fight is insane. The enemy tries to swing, but Ijin dodges, sending a spray of blood into the air, straight up savage. Ijin fires his gun, and the enemy barely blocks with his blade, but it's still enough to send him reeling. Ijin fires again and again, pew pew, but the enemy keeps deflecting, though he's clearly getting overwhelmed. The enemy is desperate, trying to aim, but Ijin is all over him, constantly disrupting his movements. He's trapped. Ijin's leaping back, creating space, and the enemy's got a cut on his arm, but he's still coming, huffing and puffing. Ijin's sprinting, moving faster than ever, and he's clearly heading for another attack, no hesitation. The enemy's eyes narrow, he's sizing Ijin up and suddenly declares he wants a fair fight, as if that's happening. They clash again, blades meeting, but Ijin's already moving, aiming for a vital spot. This dude is ruthless. The enemy barely dodges, but Ijin's blade slices through his coat, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin's pressing the attack, forcing the enemy back, and his expression is stone cold. He means business. The enemy tries to recover, but Ijin's already circling, anticipating every move. He's a predator, bro. Ijin's blade is a blur, and the enemy's getting overwhelmed, barely blocking each strike. It's a complete mismatch. He's flinging the enemy around, disarming him, and it's brutal. This isn't a fight, it's a demolition. The enemy's sent flying, crashing into the background, and Ijin standing over him, blade at the ready, game over. The enemy swings, but Ijin deflects with insane speed. This fight is all him. He's countering with a flurry of attacks, forcing the enemy to desperately block. It's relentless. Ijin's blade finds a gap, drawing blood, and the enemy's starting to crack. He's losing control. The enemy tries to regain composure, but Ijin's already moving, offense, defense, all seamless. He's slicing and dicing, and the enemy's realizing Ijin's skill comes from years of experience. Ouch. The enemy's asking how Ijin's so skilled at such a young age, like he deserves an explanation. Ijin unleashes another blinding attack, and the enemy's reeling. No way he can keep up. He's dodging and weaving, but Ijin's blade is right there, pressing the attack. It's suffocating. Ijin disarms him, and the enemy's left completely exposed, straight up humiliating. Ijin's holding his blade to the enemy's throat, and this dude is officially finished. Game over, man. The enemy's sword clashes with Ijin's, but he's instantly asking if Ijin is from the camp. Smooth move, interrupting a fight. Ijin's expression darkens. He's not thrilled about that question, and honestly, neither am I. He responds with a cold, leaving the enemy hanging. Our boy doesn't waste words. Suddenly, Ijin explodes with speed, blade flashing, and the enemy is getting sliced up. No time to chat. It's a whirlwind of attacks, and the enemy's defense is crumbling. This is a total beatdown. The enemy's reeling, but Ijin's already sliding in for another strike. He's not giving this dude a break. Ijin lands a snide remark, confirming he is connected to the camp, and starts laughing, cold-blooded. He explains he poured his blood, sweat, and tears into training assassins to surpass the camp. That's a promise. Ijin's completely unfazed, blade pressed to the enemy's throat. This is a one-sided slaughter. The enemy is down for the count, and Ijin is just standing there, completely composed, straight up terrifying. Ijin's standing over the guy, and he casually asks who he is, like seriously, the nerve. The enemy spouts some nonsense about Ijin's skills, meaning he's one of them, clearly recognizing the danger. He says he's going to hunt down all the numbers, Ijin and the others, but our boy doesn't even flinch. Ijin drops a chilling line about it not mattering who the enemy is, cold-blooded, I tell you. He declares he'll finish this guy off, then hunt down the rest of the camp. He's not messing around. The enemy's face is twisted in a maniacal grin. He's a total psycho, honestly. Ijin just stares back, emotionless, and it's honestly more terrifying than any threat. The enemy raises his sword, ready to fight, but Ijin's already moved. He's too fast. Ijin slices through the enemy's blade like it's nothing. This dude is seriously skilled. He finishes the job with a final brutal strike, and that's that. Fight over, no contest. Ijin moves with insane speed, slicing through the air. It's like a whirlwind of death around him. He cleaves right through the enemy's weapon and then slash. A brutal strike lands, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Blood splatters everywhere as Ijin finishes the job. It's quick, clean, and absolutely terrifying. This dude, covered in blood, is straight up confronting Alice, demanding to know why she's teamed up with the numbers. Alice doesn't even flinch. She asks what he's doing, looking so rough, like she's not impressed at all. He suddenly understands, realizing she already knew about his alliance, and he's not happy about it. Alice casually points out Forrest tried to eliminate the numbers, so she's just returning the favor. Fair game, apparently. Our boy pulls a gun, aiming right at Alice, and things are escalating fast with a swoosh sound effect. He fires, but Alice barely reacts, and he's immediately getting blasted back with a huge explosion. Alice stands her ground, completely unfazed as he stumbles back, looking wrecked. He tries to threaten her, saying if she kills him, his brother is a goner too, a classic hostage situation. But Alice isn't playing his games, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Our boy is aiming right at Alice, but she's totally unfazed, like she expected this whole time. Alice calmly reveals her subordinates already took out the assassins targeting his brother. Smooth move. She adds they're relocating his brother to the safe house she provided, and honestly, this is getting wild. He tries to act all tough, saying he doesn't need her help, but she just shuts that down immediately. We cut to a scene of a massacre, bodies everywhere, proving Alice's crew really delivered on their promise. Our boy is looking down at the scene, realizing he just got played, and it's a brutal sight. Alice reiterates they simply did what they were paid to do, and it's a cold, calculated response. He's still holding his gun, but it's clear the power dynamic has completely shifted. Alice is in control. She's standing over the bodies, and bro, the look on her face is terrifyingly calm. Alice drops the mic, or, well, the gun, declaring there's no need for threats, they already completed the job. He's absolutely losing it, screaming at Alice about her brother, total desperation move. Alice doesn't even flinch as she explains her trained men handled everything, and it's ice cold. He's reeling, eyes wide, clearly realizing he just messed with the wrong person, major regret setting in. Alice raises her gun, and the tension is insane. She's about to end this real quick. She fires, and it's a clean shot to the chest. No hesitation, straight up professional. He hits the ground, and it's a brutal thud, confirming this is really happening. He's lying there motionless, and Alice just turns away. No way. Alice lets out a sigh, looking distant. She's clearly seen way too much, bro. A close-up shows a single tear rolling down her face, but she's still so composed. She walks off into the night, leaving the scene behind to talk about a power move. Alice is walking away, but someone's watching her from an upper level. Creepy, right? The guy on the balcony is yelling about Viper too. Who even is Viper? We cut to Ijin, and he looks seriously troubled, like he knows something's about to go down. The man from before is covered in blood, and he's sputtering out that someone is helping Alice. He's demanding to know if anyone is willing to help Alice, even if it means crossing the forest. He's absolutely furious, clenching his fist. This dude is about to explode. He's screaming what? Again, totally losing control, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He repeats that he needs to know if someone's helping Alice. It's all he cares about. He's practically foaming at the mouth, and the panel's all red. Intense doesn't even cover it. He's screaming what? One more time, and it's clear this news has completely broken him. Okay, so the man is losing it, convinced someone helped Alice take down Viper, and he's demanding answers. He's realizing Alice didn't just eliminate Viper, but also sent more resources than she promised. No way. He's practically vibrating with rage, and he's giving up on getting rid of Alice. What a twist. Meanwhile, Ijin is on the phone looking super serious. He's clearly involved in all this. We cut to a meeting, two women are talking, and they reveal Alice thinks they helped her with Viper. They say 002 isn't the one who helped Alice, which is a total curveball. Who is it then? One of the women is checking something on a handheld device, and she looks shocked. Ijin is still on the phone, and he's got this intense look on his face. He's definitely hiding something. He's listening intently, and it's clear whatever he's hearing is huge. This dude is straight up playing it cool, but you can tell he's bracing for impact. Something big is about to happen. Ijin is listening to the call, and it's clear he's learning about the real mastermind. It's not who anyone expected. He hangs up, and his expression is unreadable, but you know our boy is calculating his next move. This is getting intense. He casually asks the women if they helped Alice, but it's a total power move. He already knows the answer, bro. They deny it, saying 002 wasn't involved, but Ijin just smirks. He's playing with them, and it's amazing. Ijin reveals he already knew. He's been investigating this whole time, and honestly, this dude is a genius. Okay, so the team is gathered, looking all serious in this dimly lit room. They're planning something big. The boss, this dude is straight up intense, starts laying out the mission, all mysterious and brooding. One of the members, a woman with silver hair, confirms they are talking about OOI's grandfather. No way. Another guy questions why they should even bother, but gets quickly shut down. This is serious business. Everyone's acting weird, and one of the guys points it out like, hold up, what's going on with you all? The silver-haired woman explains it's not just anyone, it's OOI's grandfather, and that changes everything. The team's starting to realize the gravity of the situation, but honestly, they're still kinda hesitant. Someone grunts in disagreement, and it's clear not everyone's on board with this plan. The silver-haired woman tries to explain, but the others are clearly skeptical about going after OOI's grandfather. But they're all starting to understand. OOI's grandpa is the target, and this mission is personal. Okay, so the leader's losing it, yelling about being tricked, straight up freaking out. He demands a vote, like they can just decide whether or not to go after OOI's grandpa. What? They try to lift something massive, and our boy is clearly skeptical of this whole plan. Everyone raises their hands, agreeing to whatever this is. It's a unanimous decision, whoa. Then the leader starts going full-on psycho, demanding to know what the heck is happening. The team nods in agreement, like they're all in on some secret. It's super creepy, honestly. The leader is still ranting, and it's clear he's not okay with this, but everyone else is. He's questioning why he has to say no to something, and bro is visibly trembling. This is intense. The team nods again, and it's clear they've made up their minds. They're going for it. However, the leader seems to be having a full-blown breakdown, and it's honestly kinda disturbing. Okay, so Ijin Yu, OOI's sister, is 17, and they're recapping for everyone, like we already know. The leader is still losing his mind, demanding answers and looking straight up unhinged. The team keeps nodding like they're all in on some secret plan. It's seriously creepy, right? He's questioning why he needs to object, and this dude is legitimately shaking. The tension is real. They nod again, solidifying their decision. They are definitely going after OOI's grandpa, no doubt. However, the leader is spiraling, totally losing it, and honestly, it's a bit disturbing to watch. Cut to Terminal 2, and a bunch of people are milling around. Something's about to go down, you just know it. A woman and another person are walking, and this dude is trailing behind them. Suspicious much. Two more guys join the group, walking alongside the silver-haired woman. It's a full-on escort now. The woman leads the way, and for some reason, she's wearing a cap. What is happening? Okay, so Ijin's laying down the law. They absolutely can't all travel together, straight up. The woman with purple hair explains they need separate routes and times to avoid exposing OOI's grandpa's location. If they are seen moving as a group, it risks revealing where OOI's grandpa is hiding. No pressure, right? Ijin just nods, accepting the plan, and honestly, it's a good call considering the stakes. Cut to a ship at night. This dude is walking the deck, looking all brooding and mysterious. He's checking on someone in a room below deck, and the guy is clearly injured, hooked up to machines. This dude is intensely focused on the injured man, and it's clear he's seriously worried about him. He sits down next to the bed, and you can tell there's a deep connection between these two. It's intense. Another guy walks up, and he's got a steely gaze. Something's definitely brewing here. He casually rests his leg on the bed frame, looking down at the injured man. Super intimidating, bro. Okay, so Ijin opens a door and no way, it's his grandpa's caretaker. She looks shocked to see him. The caretaker blurts out it's him, clearly surprised, and then the older man appears behind her. Grandpa's stoked to see Ijin, but this dude is immediately scanning the room, always on alert, bro. He notices a bunch of other guys lurking around, and they're all staring right at Ijin, super tense. Grandpa says they're just here for a meal and lays out a feast. Seriously, look at all that food. But these guys aren't interested in eating. They're all crowding around, fidgeting and squeezing each other. Ijin tells everyone to dig in, trying to lighten the mood, but it's clear something's off with this group. The guys are all giving Ijin the side eye, and honestly, it's making things awkward as hell. One of them casually rests his leg on the table, total power move, and Ijin's eyes narrow, sensing trouble. And just when you think it can't get weirder, the guys all turn to stare directly at Ijin. This is about to pop off. Okay, so one of the guys says they've got some big dudes in the group, totally sizing Ijin up. Someone calls him out, saying Ijin told him to stop getting bigger. Ouch, a little sibling rivalry. The dude grumbles, but then another guy starts complaining Ijin just needed to keep building muscle. What is happening? This woman suddenly bursts into the room, totally flustered, and it's clear she's freaking out about something. She's all, it looks like the living room is too small, and then suggests they move to the dining table. Wait, what? She starts setting plates on the dining table, and honestly, it's a little sus, like she's planning something. She thanks Ijin for preparing everything, but the caretaker's like, not at all, if you're still up for it. But then the whole room goes silent, and everyone just stares at Ijin like he's the main attraction. Ijin's totally radiating power, and this dude is clearly assessing the situation. He's ready for anything. The caretaker and a woman exchange glances. Something's definitely up, and Ijin's about to be in the middle of it. Okay, so our boy Ijin is meeting with some serious players tonight, all gathered at the dock. This older dude from the group straight up tells Ijin he regrets not saying goodbye to his grandfather before leaving. Ijin calmly responds he understands, but honestly the vibe feels a little off with these guys. They're laying down the law, minimal contact with his family, which seems super controlling, right? Ijin gives a steely glare and promises nothing like this will happen again, and you know he means it. But then one of the guys, some tough-looking dude with a mohawk, starts yelling at Ijin to wipe that smile off his face. He demands to know if Ijin even heard what they said, and bro, the tension is thick. Ijin just stares him down, completely unfazed, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Ijin's expression doesn't change, and the whole scene is just radiating with a silent threat. Ijin is giving off a don't push me energy, and these guys are about to find out he always wins. Ijin doesn't even flinch and turns his back on the mohawk guy, completely dismissing him. He starts walking away, leaving the whole crew speechless and staring after him. Total power move. The leader tries to call Ijin back, saying they'll be in touch, but our boy isn't having it. Ijin keeps walking, ignoring them all, and honestly, it's so satisfying to watch. He glances back for a split second, giving them one last icy stare before continuing on. But as he turns fully away, he's clearly thinking about something else. Something's up. Ijin's expression is unreadable, but he's definitely processing all that just happened with those guys. He's alone on the dock now, and the scene is super moody with the dark water and starry sky. Ijin is clearly lost in thought, and you can tell this whole encounter has rattled him a bit. He's staring out at the water, and it's like he's bracing himself for whatever's coming next. Ijin is standing there looking straight up at a boat full of people, and it hits him. They are his grandfather and sister. He's totally shocked, staring at them on the boat, and the others are looking at him too, clearly confused. The big scarred guy asks what's wrong, and Ijin just mumbles about it being his grandfather and sister, but it's awkward AF. The mohawk dude scoffs, saying their old man is a legend, but Ijin's face is like, don't underestimate my family. One of the guys questions if the old man even knows the danger he's putting them in by calling them family, and another one warns Ijin he's leaving himself open. Ijin just stares at them, silent and intense, while the crew exchanges worried glances. This is getting tense. The woman with silver hair is looking at Ijin with a strange expression, and he's returning the look, both of them sizing each other up. She seems to sense something is off with him, and Ijin definitely knows she's hiding something too. The crew is all quiet now, observing this silent exchange between Ijin and the silver-haired woman. It's super unsettling. Ijin breaks the eye contact and turns away, but he's clearly thinking hard, and no way this is the last we hear about this family connection. Ijin's family is clearly his weak spot, and the crew recognizes it immediately. They're starting to analyze the situation. Suddenly, a figure drops from the rafters, landing with a thud, and everyone's on high alert. This is about to get messy. Ijin reacts instantly, launching himself forward, but he's met with resistance and gets knocked to the ground. He's struggling, getting pummeled, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He shouldn't have underestimated them. This other guy rushes in, questioning why everyone cares so much about Ijin, pointing out he's a walking death trap. Ijin's down, taking a beating, but he manages to grab a discarded knife. He's not going down without a fight. He clutches the knife, panting, and you can see the sheer determination in his eyes. This is a whole new level of intensity. Knife clatters to the ground, and the attacker moves in for the final blow, but Ijin's still trying to fight back. Ijin's struggling, and it's a brutal scene. The crew is watching in shock, realizing just how dangerous this is. The attack lands, and Ijin is completely overwhelmed, but he's not out yet. No way, this is the end of our buy. Ijin's explaining why guns aren't ideal for silent takedowns. This dude knows his stuff. He's laying down the law. Knives are faster, quieter, and demand total control, which is perfect for these guys. The crew is getting a serious lesson in close combat, and it's clear Ijin's training is brutal. Ijin insists this is training for little weaklings. Ouch, straight up savage. But the training isn't just physical. He's laying down a philosophy of no hesitation, no mercy. He's revealing they had other trainees who needed reforming. Sounds like a rough process, TBH. Ijin is back on his feet, and he's declaring he isn't helping out of kindness, but that's clearly a lie. However, he's already moving, assessing the situation, and preparing for the next round of training. He's saying that even with a silencer, a gun is too loud. This dude is a weapon specialist. Ijin's eyes are burning with intensity, and he's ready to push these guys to their absolute limits. Ijin's pushing them hard, demanding they speed up their attacks. No time for breaks. He points out they're leaving openings, and a real enemy wouldn't hesitate to exploit them. Harsh but true. Ijin's saying they need to eliminate any chance for a counterattack. Total domination is the goal. He's launching a lightning-fast assault, but he's holding back. This is just a demonstration of what's possible. But he's still catching them off guard, and they're starting to feel the pressure. They can't keep up. Ijin's breathless, but he's explaining he'd kill them a dozen times over if he wasn't holding back. Wow, intense. He's unleashing another flurry of attacks, a whirlwind of blades, and they're barely blocking. It's a blur. Ijin's eyes are locked on, focused on every single move. He's a machine, honestly. He connects with a powerful strike, sending his opponent flying, pow, straight up devastating. And now he's delivering a brutal message. He's only showing them a fraction of his power. This dude is scary. Okay, so the episode starts with teenage Mercenary emblazoned on everything. It's a branding thing, apparently. Our boy and his crew are at Joe Construction, scoping out a job, and it looks like they're about to chow down. There's a ton of food, fried stuff, sushi, the works, and they're diving in, no hesitation. This dude Ijin is straight up inhaling spicy fried sausage, and he's sweating bullets doing it. Everyone else is eating too, but Ijin's going at it like he hasn't seen food in years, huffing and puffing. They're all loving the meal, giving thumbs ups and shouting how good it is. It must be amazing. Then we cut to a girl, and Ijin says she never listens when he tells her something. She's holding drinks, and he's clearly frustrated, but she just smiles right back at him. Ijin's looking off to the side, and you can tell something's on his mind. He's always analyzing. He's got this intense stare like he's already planning his next move, and honestly, it's a little scary. Ijin's friends are worried he's doing too much for them, saying they feel bad about it. But the cook straight up tells them Ijin wants to do it, and knows they have huge appetites. Ijin just shrugs it off, saying, yeah, I guess, but you can tell he's hiding something. Cook notices Ijin's been happier lately and asks what's up, eyeing the sushi. Ijin says his mom wants to take care of everyone, and the cook is totally stunned. The cook is beaming, saying she's seeing how happy his friends make him, and it's awesome. She's practically glowing, but Ijin just looks confused. What is going on with her? We cut to Ijin's friends, and they're looking pretty chill, enjoying the food. However, Ijin's mom is clearly running the show, making sure everyone's well fed. And honestly, this whole situation is kinda sus. Something's definitely brewing. Everyone's digging into the food, looking pretty satisfied, but then one of Ijin's crew yells, "There's a hair in the food." The cook flinches and everyone turns to look at him like, seriously. It's a super awkward moment. They're all staring at the cook and one of them points out the hair looks exactly like his. No way. Ijin's friends are losing it, accusing the cook of trying to blame them for the hair in their food. But the cook's like, hold up, it's not what it looks like. He's got an explanation brewing. He's clearly flustered, trying to explain, while Ijin's friends just look even more suspicious. The cook starts rambling about something and Ijin finally gets a look at him, and his eyes widen. It turns out the cook isn't just a cook, he's a former mercenary with Ijin. This dude's got a past. The cook explains he used to be a sniper, and the hair isn't his but from a disguise he wore. Ijin's totally shocked, realizing the cook was also part of the same operation. What a twist. Ijin's friends are grilling the cook, asking if this happened last time too. It's getting intense. The cook tries to explain himself, but Ijin's friend cuts him off, demanding to know what he means by last time. One of the guys tries to switch his dish, but the cook is already on it, offering to replace it without hesitation. Another dude orders something for the cook too, and Ijin's mom is all smiles, asking them to check the menu. Everyone's laughing and joking, but the cook looks super troubled. Something's definitely off with him. Suddenly, Ijin asks the cook a massive question. Was running a restaurant his dream? No one saw that coming. We cut to a flashback of the cook looking completely broken, sitting on a couch with another dude. This dude is seriously bummed out, clutching a spoon like it's the last thing he has. And then it hits us, the cook wasn't just a chef, he had a whole other life before this. Ijin staring at him with newfound understanding, realizing this whole restaurant thing is more than just a job. The cook's dream, raising Ijin to be the best straight up, a total proud dad moment. But everything explodes as Ijin's eyes glow red, seeing those who hurt his mom. Ijin's unleashing pure fury, screaming at these guys they messed with his family. The three men at the table look totally terrified, realizing they just woke up a sleeping giant. Flashback to Ijin lying in a hospital bed, completely bandaged up. This is getting dark. We see his hand being held, and honestly, it's a super tender moment amidst all the chaos. Ijin's got a cast on his leg, but he's clearly recovering, and his grip is strong. But it's not just a recovery thing, he's holding onto someone for dear life. However, it's revealed someone is desperately clutching his hand, clearly needing him too. This dude is seriously messed up, but Ijin's got his back. No way he's letting this stand. So a bunch of delinquents are causing trouble at Yeonchin's mom's restaurant. Seriously, not cool. But Yeonchin tries to fight them and predictably gets absolutely wrecked right in front of his mom. Everyone's freaking out. Ijin's friend asks if this means Yeonchin got attacked in front of her. Ijin's friend confirms it, and honestly, this dude had it coming, messing with Ijin's family. Ijin staring down the guys, and you can just feel the rage building up inside him. The redhead tries to stop Ijin, but our boy is totally locked in, ignoring everyone. Ijin's friend is getting worried, but Ijin just lets out a single, terrifying sentence. He says he'll make sure they regret ever being born, and straight up, that's a promise. Ijin's eyes are glowing red, and he's radiating pure menace. This is not a drill. But Ijin just turns away, and you can tell he's retreating into that dark place we've seen before. Okay, so our boy and his crew are rolling up, looking straight up menacing in their suits. They are about to make a statement. They're heading towards a high-class building, and the tension is already building, like something big is about to go down. This dude is seriously focused, adjusting his gloves and preparing for whatever's ahead. He's all business. One of the guys says he'd normally stop whoever they are after, but is making an exception just this once. Interesting. He straight up admits he's only helping because he feels like it, which is a mood, honestly. Suddenly, there's a rumble and everyone flinches. Something's definitely not right, and it's happening fast. A burst of energy explodes, and one of the guys yells out in surprise. No way, this is escalating quickly. The dude with the black mask is trying to stay calm, but he's clearly reacting to whatever just happened, keeping his cool. Another explosion goes off and the crew is scrambling, trying to figure out what's attacking them. It's total chaos. And just when you think it can't get crazier, another burst of energy sends them reeling and everyone's freaking out. Okay, so one of the guys gets blasted back, wobbling all over the place. It's a total mess. Our boy and another masked teammate are running full speed, determined to find their targets, no hesitation. They confirm they've located the targets and are ready to move. This is where things get real. One of the masked dudes is suspicious, asking why they're suddenly getting help. Something smells fishy. The other guy just says that's why, which is super vague and honestly a little creepy. More people start rushing towards them, glowing with that weird energy. It's like a whole squad is joining the fight. They're yelling about coming too, and honestly, it looks like they're powered up or something. But even with all this chaos, our boy and his crew are keeping their cool, ready for whatever comes next. They're all set, focused, and about to take down their targets. This is gonna be epic, I can feel it. Okay, so this dude is straight up threatening to spill the beans about laxatives. Can you believe the nerve? Another masked teammate nods, mentioning the rice cake place is closed. Convenient timing, right? They're talking about getting a free meal, but then someone brings up the beating they just gave that kid. But our boy is unfazed, saying there won't be any need for a fine. He's got a plan, obviously. This other guy explains they threatened the rice cake lady, promising to sue her for hair and bugs in the food. He says suing them would bankrupt her, and honestly, this dude is a straight-up menace. The crew is cracking up, saying he's evil, and then they start reminiscing about putting a cockroach in her food. No way. They're laughing about it, and then our boy starts walking, leading the charge. This is getting intense. He strides forward with confidence, and his masked teammate falls into step beside him. They are a terrifying duo. However, something tells me this whole free meal thing is just a cover for something way bigger. Okay, so our boy is laying out a plan, and these guys are looking super confused. What's he up to? He suddenly launches a lightning-fast attack, catching everyone off guard. Total chaos erupts. One of the guys tries to block, but it's no use. Our boy's power is straight up overwhelming. Another dude swings a chair, thinking he can stop him, but our boy dodges and sends it flying back. Now he's unleashing a flurry of blows, and these guys are getting wrecked. It's a whirlwind of fists. One of them tries to retaliate, but our boy just sidesteps and delivers a devastating counterattack. He's moving so fast, it's like a blur. These guys don't even see it coming, honestly. One of the attackers is sent flying, crashing into desks and chairs. Total wipeout. Another guy attempts to land a hit, but our boy deflects it with ease and keeps the pressure on. But just when it seems like it's over, another dude jumps in. This is getting wild, I tell ya. Okay, so the blonde dude is demanding to know who this masked guy is, and honestly, he's getting way too close. He thinks he's being intimidating, but our boy just stares him down, completely unfazed. It's a power move. The blonde guy goes to grab him, but our boy's teammate steps in, blocking the way, protecting his partner. Nice. Suddenly, a whole crew of guys storms into the room, looking for a rumble. This is escalating fast, I tell ya. But before anyone can react, our boy's teammate unleashes a burst of speed, knocking the attackers off their feet. The blonde dude is still trying to get answers, but our boy finally speaks, his voice chillingly calm. It's a warning. He asks who they are, and the blonde guy just laughs, thinking he's in control, but he's dead wrong. The team surrounds the blonde dude, and honestly, it's kinda creepy. They're closing in, and it's intense. Our boy steps forward, his face hidden behind the mask, and delivers a single brutal blow. No way, that was fast. The blonde dude is completely floored, asking what's going on, but it's too late. The beatdown is officially on. Our boy delivers a lightning-fast punch, sending the blonde dude flying backwards. No way, that was brutal. Blonde dude is reeling, demanding to know what's going on, but our boy just keeps coming, relentless. Another attacker tries to swing, but our boy grabs his arm and delivers a sickening smack. This dude had it coming. He then spins, connecting with another punch, and honestly, the force is sending guys sprawling, straight up chaos. The masked teammate joins in, unleashing a flurry of blows. They're working together like a well-oiled machine. One guy tries to grab our boy, but he effortlessly dodges and counters with a powerful strike. Too slow, bro. Our boy unleashes another punch, and the impact sends a shockwave. The room is shaking. It's insane. He's laying waste to everyone, moving like a phantom. This dude is a straight-up fighting machine. But the blonde dude, somehow still conscious, tries to attack again. He's seriously persistent, but foolish. Okay, so this dude is grabbing someone's hand, and they're straight up begging him to wait. Things are about to get messy. He's saying he won't go back, promising to tell everyone to stay away, but we know our boy doesn't back down easily. No way, he's kneeling next to a guy who is absolutely wrecked, covered in blood and seriously injured. This dude is flinching, wincing, and clearly in pain as the other guy looms over him. It's brutal. We get a close-up of his face, and honestly, this dude had it coming. Looks like he messed with the wrong person. He's trying to get away, but our boy is just standing there, towering over him, and it's terrifying. Another shot of the injured guy, and his arm is seriously messed up. This is way beyond a school fight. He's trying to stand but can't, and our boy is just watching, totally unfazed by the carnage. Another close-up of the injured guy, and he's definitely hurting but still trying to look defiant. It's kinda sad. Our boy is standing over him, and it's clear he's not messing around. This whole situation is escalating fast. Our boy and another masked dude are stepping into the classroom, and it's clear they just finished something intense. He states it took 7 minutes. 7 minutes to do what exactly? That's seriously ominous. We get a close-up of the masked guy, and he's nodding along with our boy, which is unsettling. The classroom is full of terrified students, all staring at them. This is straight up a hostile takeover. Our boy scans the room, assessing everyone, and it's clear he's looking for someone specific. He's focused on a guy clutching his arm, and for some reason, he's mentioning spicy rice cake. The injured guy is trying to play it cool, but our boy isn't buying it. He knows something's up. No way, the injured guy is now covered in blood, and it's clearly getting serious. Our boy is staring at his own hand, covered in blood. This dude just caused a whole lot of damage. He's saying, damn it, he clearly didn't want this, but someone made him do it, and it's about to blow up. Our boy is on the phone with his dad's secretary, demanding she shut down a spicy rice cake restaurant. Seriously. He wants the owner completely ruined and vows they won't even think about opening another shop. This dude is ruthless. But the secretary interrupts, saying she was already going to contact him about this incident, which is super sus. She drops a bomb. The restaurant owner is connected to the SW family, and that changes everything. SW's lawyers have already stepped in, and they're not playing nice. This is escalating beyond a simple restaurant feud. Our boy is shocked. SW is refusing to work with his father at all and is threatening legal action over the assault. He's reeling, asking if this even affects his dad, and the secretary confirms it. Things are getting messy. Apparently, his dad is heading to personally apologize to the restaurant owner and her son. No way, he's actually doing that. Secretary is on the phone now, and it's clear she's delivering some bad news. This is a full-blown crisis. And our boy, he's losing it, staring into the distance, realizing just how deep this whole thing goes. Ugh, what a mess. Our boy arrives at Dongseong University Hospital, looking absolutely devastated. This is heavy. He finds his mom in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines, and straight up breaks down. So sad. He's bowing, apologizing for everything, but it's clear he feels responsible for her condition. A woman walks in, and it's his aunt. She looks furious and is giving him the cold shoulder. His aunt starts laying into him, saying he's caused nothing but trouble, and honestly, she's not wrong. Then she reveals she's been investigating the incident, and she knows exactly who's behind it. She explains that SW orchestrated the whole thing to get to his dad, and it's a calculated move, bro. A group of guys walks by, including the orange jacket dude, and they're clearly talking about our boy. The orange jacket guy is hyped, saying they pulled it off, but it's a tense moment. This is escalating fast. His aunt says she's going to handle things, but our boy is determined to take care of it himself. He's not backing down. His aunt is laying out the plan. They're going to lure out the people responsible with a slide of some kind. The group heads down the hall, and his aunt is explaining everything, but the lead guy is giving our boy serious side-eye. Lead guy stops, stares directly at our boy, and straight up flinches. Something is definitely off with this dude. A woman walks up looking concerned and starts talking to the lead guy, but he's clearly not happy about it. The group keeps walking, leaving the lead guy and the woman behind, and it's clear tension is building. Ugh, this is awkward. Our boy is looking back at the lead guy, sensing something is wrong, but his aunt urges him to keep moving. The lead guy is now actively watching them, and honestly, this dude is radiating bad vibes. His aunt is still explaining the plan, but it feels like a trap, like they're walking right into something. The lead guy suddenly turns his back and our boy's aunt seems to realize something is wrong. No way, this can't be good. Everyone looks on in shock as the lead guy walks away and the atmosphere is thick with dread. Something's about to go down. The lead guy walks in on our boy recovering in the hospital and is super relieved he's still alive. The whole crew surrounds him asking how he's doing, but they're also mad he got beat up. Like, what was he thinking? They tell him he should have called for backup, but our boy just asks if everyone is okay. He asks if they did all this for him and everyone just stares. It's a really intense moment. The redhead asks what's going on and the lead guy is blinking like he can't believe what's happening. Suddenly, a rich guy appears and starts apologizing for everything. Wait, what? This is so weird. The crew is confused because this apology makes zero sense and everyone's looking at each other like what is happening. Our boy's aunt is still trying to figure things out, but something is seriously off with this whole situation. The rich guy keeps apologizing, but it's clear something bigger is going on. This dude is hiding something, bro. Okay, so teenage Mercenary is back and things are already wild. It's 1999 and our boy is getting pulled into something messy. He's at the police station and apparently there's been a murder near where he was running this morning. No way. The cops are questioning him and it turns out this isn't just any murder, it's a copycat crime from a month ago. This dude is straight up sweating but tries to play it cool while they ask him questions. They get his ID and start digging into his alibi. He claims he was just out for a run at 5:30 a.m. He says yes to their question, but you can tell he's hiding something. His hands are balled into fists. The detective is really focused on the timing, pressing him about exactly what he was doing that morning. Our boy maintains his story, but honestly, something feels off. He's definitely more than he seems. He's giving off major "I'm a trained killer" trying to blend in vibes, and the detective is totally onto him. The detective keeps pressing him about his running routes, and our boy insists he varies them every day. But the detective isn't buying it. He points out that he always runs at different times and avoids cameras. This dude is trying to act natural, but his side eye is screaming suspicious. He claims he just likes to switch things up, but honestly, it sounds like he's deliberately covering his tracks. Detective's internal monologue is going wild. He thinks something is seriously off with this guy. He's piecing it together. Our boy runs daily at unpredictable times and on routes with no security. It's almost like he's actively trying to not be seen, and the detective is starting to suspect foul play. The detective thinks most people stick to familiar routes when they exercise, so this is a huge red flag. He's convinced something's up, and you can see the suspicion growing on his face. Our boy is totally playing it cool, but the detective's internal monologue is basically shouting liar right now. The detective is seriously starting to question our boy. He can't shake the feeling something's wrong with his story. He thinks our boy should be scared, but he's showing absolutely zero emotion, which is mega sus. The detective realizes this dude is either incredibly confident or hiding something huge, and honestly, it's probably the latter. He's baffled. Why isn't this guy even a little bit anxious about a serious incident? It's straight up creepy. Another detective walks up and asks about the young man, and the major confirms he recognizes him. The major says this is the same guy the detective mentioned, and it's clear things are about to get real. The detective asks if the major knows anything about him, and the major just stares back, totally unreadable. The major confirms he does know this guy, but it's the way he says it that's sending chills down my spine. He says, "So this was the young man you mentioned, detective," like he's been waiting for this moment. And then the major drops the bomb. Yes, this is him. No way, what does he know? Our boy is laying down a plan. He's deciding he needs to vanish completely, leave no trace at all. But then he realizes Sin doesn't even know he's out here, which is kinda messed up, honestly. He's thinking about avoiding cameras, but then his eyes glow and he's straight up terrifying. He blurts out he'll make sure there's nothing left of him and immediately regrets it. Uh-oh. He tries to backtrack saying that's not what he meant, but the damage is done. The major is watching the whole thing, totally stone-faced, and it's giving me bad vibes. The major tells the detective that Sin doesn't know he's here, and it's clear she's being kept in the dark. He's definitely hiding something, and the major seems to be in on it. This is getting complicated. Our boy is playing it cool, but this dude is clearly a master manipulator, and it's freaking me out. Someone Hampshin is coming to work today and the major suggests they meet him, like it's a simple request. The detective asks if this is the person transferred to another department, the one he met, and the major just drops a bomb. He abandoned his post. The major quickly covers, saying he's a bit of a downer, but he took extra care of him, claiming he saw great potential. He continues, saying he was relieved when this dude seemed to be adjusting well, but something's off about this whole story. Now our boy is lost in thought, remembering being alone in his room, looking at a photo. It's clearly hitting him hard. He's standing by a fence, staring off into the distance, and honestly, he looks completely broken. The major and detective are talking, and it's clear they're both concerned about him, but are they really? The major insists he's doing fine, just needs time, but he's definitely spinning a tale and covering something up. However, the detective isn't buying it. He knows there's more to this story, and he's starting to get suspicious. Our boy is completely zoned out, lost in his own world, and it's heartbreaking to watch. He's clearly haunted by something, and the major's fake concern isn't helping. This whole situation is messed up. The major asks our boy if he'll even make it through training, and dude looks totally shaken. The major presses him, asking what's wrong and saying he can talk about it, but something's clearly eating at him. Our boy stares down, lost in thought, and honestly, he looks like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. The major blurts out, "Oh no, she did," and it's clear whatever's bothering our boy involves a woman. He's still avoiding eye contact, and the major looks genuinely concerned, but this is getting intense. Whatever happened, it's clearly messed him up, and the major's starting to realize this is way bigger than he thought. Okay, so our boy Ijin is meeting with this slick guy in a seriously bougie lounge. It's intense. This man starts dropping knowledge about a former mercenary, saying he was incredibly skilled at his job. Everyone thought he was connected to a gang, but this guy worked for Congressman In Kim and swears he's clean. But here's the twist, he secretly did all the dirty work for Vice Chairman Sin, Ji-I's dad. The guy's laying it all out, and honestly his expression is kinda scary, like he knows something big. Ijin is quiet, but you can tell he's processing this info. It's a lot to take in, considering who Ji-I's is. Apparently, rumors are circulating about a guy who was killed a few months ago, and he was also one of Sin's men. Everyone's staying tight-lipped, but this dude is clearly trying to connect the dots for Ijin. The scene cuts back to the lounge, and it's clear Ijin's mind is racing with all this new info. This whole conversation feels like a setup, and Ijin knows it. Straight up, something's about to go down. Ijin suddenly gets a message. It's Detective Ko, and he's at the lounge. No way. Detective Ko asks what brings Ijin here, but our boy just gives him that signature icy stare. Ijin drops a bomb. He came because he had something he wanted to ask the detective. The detective is skeptical, asking if this is a joke, but Ijin just walks past him, totally unbothered. Ijin heads down the hallway, and this other dude is right behind him, looking suspicious as heck. They walk and walk, passing a bunch of rooms, and honestly, this place looks seriously high-end. Ijin stops, turns, and gives the detective a serious look, like he's about to spill the tea. The detective seems annoyed, but Ijin doesn't care. He's about to lay it all out. Ijin starts asking about the dead mercenary, pressing for details, and this detective is clearly hiding something. Detective Ko tries to play it cool, but Ijin isn't buying it. He's staring right through his lies, bro. Ijin is grilling Detective Ko, and the detective finally admits they are certain the recent murder was committed by the same guy from before. They're walking down the hall, and two other detectives start whispering behind them. Seriously shady stuff. One of the detectives tries to casually ask what's going on, but the other cuts him off, clearly wanting to keep it hush-hush. Detective Ko is still explaining the details, saying the killer's methods are identical to the previous case. Ijin is totally focused, listening intently, but his expression is unreadable. This dude is a stone-cold genius. The detective keeps talking, and you can tell he's trying to downplay things, but Ijin isn't falling for it. Suddenly, one of the detectives scoffs, and it's clear he doesn't believe Ko's explanation. Things are getting tense. Ijin stops dead in his tracks, turning to face the detectives, and the air is thick with suspicion. The detective tries to brush off the scoff, but Ijin is staring him down, demanding to know what he really thinks. We cut to an exterior shot of SW Corporation. This place is huge, and honestly, it looks like trouble is brewing. Ijin reveals he's been thinking about his future after discharge, wanting a quiet life in the mountains. He mentions an old house he heard about nearby, but then says he's actually been looking at Roman 20 province. Another soldier asks why he'd want to live somewhere so rural, and Ijin straight up says he wants to be alone. But then we get a flashback to Ijin looking intense, and it's clear he's remembering something serious. He explains he'll live with his grandma as long as she's alive, but after she's gone, he wants total isolation. The other soldier presses him, asking what's up with Roman 20 province, and Ijin just says he's been checking it out. The soldier doesn't buy it, questioning why someone so young would want to live so remotely. Ijin's expression shifts, becoming incredibly intense. This dude is hiding a LOT. He stares directly at the other soldier, and you can tell things are about to explode. We get a close-up of Ijin's eyes, and no way, they're totally different colors. What is going on? Ijin's questioning the realtor, wondering if Jiyoung will actually be at the house, but he checked with him already. He recalls confirming with the realtor at the base of the mountain. There's supposed to be one old house up there. But then this dude, it's Ijin, is driving fast, and it's clear he's not going for a peaceful mountain retreat. He parks, steps out, and clicks on something, then the tension skyrockets because he's spotting someone. Ijin's got a cold look on his face, and you can tell this isn't a friendly reunion. He pulls out a gun, aiming directly at Jiyoung. Straight up, this is about to get messy. Ijin yells Jiyoung and orders him not to move, but it's not a greeting, it's a threat. He's warning Jiyoung that everyone's after him and telling him to turn himself in so Ijin can help. Jiyoung's reaction, he says Ijin is no different than Hamshin. That's a serious accusation, bro. Ijin's eyes narrow, and honestly you can see the rage building. This dude is about to lose it. Okay, so Ijin's trying to reason with Jiyoung, but Jiyoung keeps bringing up his grandmother, and Ijin is not having it. Straight up, Ijin loses it, and a huge explosion rocks the mountain. This dude doesn't mess around, bro. Jiyoung's aiming a gun at Ijin now, threatening to spill secrets if he's mentioned again, but Ijin just stares him down. Ijin's eyes flash red, and he's totally unhinged. Jiyoung is about to regret everything, honestly. Our boy's sneaking around, clearly up to no good, and there's a whole lot of wrestling going on. He's rifling through a bag, and it's stuffed with cash and a passport. No way, he's prepping for a quick escape. He pulls out a photo, and straight up his expression darkens. This dude is not happy with who he sees. He's staring at a picture of two guys, and one of them is getting a serious death glare. This is about to get messy. This dude clenches his jaw, and his eye is practically glowing red. Bro is about to lose it. He mutters about some prick being involved, and honestly, this prick had it coming. Our boy is absolutely fuming, muscles tensed, and you can tell he's trying to control himself. His eyes are blazing red, and he looks like he's about to explode. This is intense. He's totally locked on to the guy in the photo, and it's clear revenge is on his mind. This dude's rage is palpable, and you know someone's about to pay the price. Things are escalating fast. Our boy bursts into the room, moving like a blur, and grabs the guy by the collar. No hesitation at all. He fires a warning shot, but it's clear this dude isn't here to chat. He's straight up furious. He yanks the guy out of the room, using him as a shield against incoming fire. Talk about risky. This dude throws a brutal punch, connecting hard with the guy's jaw. Pow, right in the face. He keeps moving, shielding the guy while delivering another devastating blow. This is intense. Another punch lands, and this time it sends the guy reeling. Smack, our boy doesn't hold back. He's relentless, delivering a flurry of attacks, barely giving the guy a chance to breathe. It's brutal. Our boy's speed is insane, a whirlwind of fists, but the guy manages to get a few hits in. He dodges a blow and delivers a swift kick, sending the guy flying. F-whoosh, this dude's a machine. He's still going, keeping the pressure on. This is a full-on beatdown, and honestly, he deserves it. He's still unloading on this guy, but a shadowy figure suddenly crashes the scene. No way. The new attacker moves unbelievably fast, aiming a blade right for our boy's neck. It's a sneak attack. Our boy barely dodges, but the blade still slices his arm. That looked painful, honestly. He spins away, using the momentum to deliver a kick to the attacker's helmet. A solid hit. The attacker stumbles but quickly recovers, their movement still super fluid. This guy is skilled. They're locked in close combat, a whirlwind of fists and blades. It's a brutal, fast-paced fight. He manages to disarm the attacker, sending the blade flying, but the fight's far from over. Our boy lands a devastating blow, but the attacker's armor absorbs most of the impact. That was a powerful punch. The attacker pulls out a gun, aiming it directly at our boy. Things just got realer. He fires, but our boy anticipates the shot and dives for cover. Talk about quick reflexes. Our boy's bleeding but straight up asks if Gichial sent this attacker. He's not even fazed. The attacker demands answers, threatening to leave our boy. Talk about cold. He spits back a screw you and the attacker looks genuinely shocked. This dude has no fear. The attacker fires a shot, but our boy rolls and narrowly avoids it. Reflexes are insane. He's on the ground but immediately kicks out, connecting with the attacker's hand and making him drop the gun. Ouch. But the attacker isn't done. He's got another weapon, a blade, and goes for a fatal stomp. The boy barely manages to roll away, but the blade still slices across his arm. That looked brutal. The attacker is relentless, pressing the attack. He's clearly a professional, no doubt about it. He tries to get up, but the attacker is right there, staring down with a creepy intensity. This is bad. The attacker's eyes are cold, and he's clearly not messing around. This fight is about to escalate. Our boy demands to know if this attacker works for Gichial, but gets a simple yes in return. Cold. He straight up calls the attacker out, saying stomping on his leg wasn't going to get him to talk. This dude is fearless. But the attacker isn't playing games. He asks if our boy knows who he's dealing with, and things get intense. Our boy fires back, asking why the attacker is asking him questions. It's a solid point, honestly. He's not backing down, saying all the attacker needs to do is answer the questions. This dude is in control. The attacker tries to shut him up, but our boy just keeps pressing, demanding answers about the army corruption. The attacker finally spills. It was easy, it paid well, and everyone was involved. No way. Our boy's totally focused, staring down the attacker. He's piecing everything together. The attacker's face is hidden, but you can feel the tension building. This is about to explode. He's clearly a professional, and our boy is ready to go. This is gonna be a brutal fight. He claims he wasn't intentionally targeting Gichial's associates, just anyone involved in the crimes. Smooth. He says he only discovered after the fact they were all connected to Gichial. A total coincidence, apparently. He drops one more thing, then straight up says he knew it wasn't the truth and tells the attacker to screw off. Cold. The attacker spits blood and demands to be let go, reminding our boy about their deal. A fair point, honestly. Our boy is still letting him go, but wants to finish hearing him out. He's playing the long game. He then suggests the attacker turn himself in. Talk about a twist, bro. The attacker finally snaps and yells, "Who are you?" This dude is losing it, and it's awesome. The mercenary crew is getting swamped with job requests, like 3 times the usual amount. No way. One of the guys thinks it's because everyone finally realizes how talented they are, but our boy isn't buying it. He's all about raking in the cash, but the leader points out they've always only taken jobs from trusted referrals. Now these new clients are actively seeking them out. That's what's got him suspicious. He wonders how strangers even know about their services if they've kept things on the down low, and honestly, good question. The leader admits he has no idea, but that makes him even more hesitant to accept these new requests. Someone asks about 008 commission, but the leader's clearly distracted by the mystery of these unknown clients. This dude's instincts are screaming something's off, and you know that means trouble is brewing, straight up. The leader confirms they have worked with these new clients before. A few times, no big deal. But it turns out a few times is code for 016, a seriously shadowy figure with a reputation. One of the guys nods, clearly knowing exactly who they're dealing with, and he looks worried. Suddenly, a black van screeches around the corner, heading straight for their location, and things are about to get real. The van slams into another vehicle, sending sparks flying. This dude isn't messing around. Another van speeds into view, tires screeching, and it looks like they're being ambushed, straight up. The lead mercenary is trying to figure out what's going on, but honestly, he's probably already planning a counterattack. Vans collide and it's pure chaos, metal twisting, glass shattering. It's a total wreck. However, it looks like the mercenaries are holding their own, even with a full-on assault happening. But this is only the beginning. The city is about to become a battlefield, and our boy is right in the middle of it. The lead mercenary pulls a gun, reacting instantly. This dude doesn't hesitate ever. He grips the pistol ready to fire, but someone grabs his wrist with insane strength. Bang, a shot rings out, and it looks like the mercenary just took one to the shoulder. No way. Suddenly, masked figures burst out of the vans, weapons raised, and a full-scale firefight erupts. They're dashing forward, covering fire, and it's a total assault. These guys are coordinated. One of the mercenaries tries to escape in a car, but another van rams it, sending it spinning. The leader's car gets absolutely wrecked, but he somehow manages to bail out. What a pro. He's dodging gunfire, sprinting through the streets, and honestly, he's a one-man army. But the masked guys are relentless, chasing him down, and it's a desperate race for survival. The leader glances back, sees the chaos, and straight up realizes this is a setup, a big one. The leader's cornered, but he whips around and unleashes a furious barrage of gunfire. This dude is a machine. He's cutting down the masked guys, taking them out one by one, but more just keep coming. It's insane. Our boy is weaving through the chaos, dodging bullets and returning fire, and honestly, it's a beautiful mess. He spots a car and makes a run for it, hoping to escape, but another vehicle slams into him, rough. He rolls out of the way just in time, but the car is totaled, and the masked guys are right on his tail. He's sprinting, firing back, and narrowly avoiding more collisions. This chase is relentless. The leader glances back, sees the full scope of the attack, and realizes this is a total ambush. He's been played. He dives for cover as bullets fly, and for a second he thinks he's safe, but the ghost is already behind him. A car screeches to a halt, narrowly missing him, and it's clear they're trying to box him in. No escape. He jumps into the path of an oncoming vehicle, using it as cover, and honestly, that was a risky move. Back at HQ, the team is losing it. They just got word 008 was ambushed by 003. No way. They confirm it looks like 003 planned the whole thing, and 008 took some serious damage in the initial attack. The leader's already gearing up, saying he's heading out right away. This guy doesn't mess around. Meanwhile, our boy is sprinting through the forest, dodging trees and pushing himself to the limit. He's pushing so hard he's practically flying, but more masked guys are dropping from the trees. They're everywhere. He takes down a few more, but they just keep coming, and it's a full-on swarm now. This is intense. He's using everything he's got, but the sheer number of enemies is overwhelming. It's a desperate fight. He crashes through the undergrowth, trying to create some distance, but they're right on his heels. No breathing room. He's weaving through the trees, a blur of motion, but they're anticipating his moves. They're good. He's exhausted, breathing heavily, but he refuses to slow down. Our boy is a machine, straight up. He's tumbling into the water, struggling to stay afloat, and it looks rough. This dude is exhausted. Someone grabs him, yanking him out, and it's the training instructor. No way he showed up. The instructor is straight up scolding him, saying he needs to work on his stamina. Harsh, but fair. He's getting turned around, and we see a military base. This isn't just training, it's serious. Our boy and the instructor walk side by side, a tense silence between them, and it's clear something's up. He's alone now, sitting outside, eating, looking completely defeated. This is a low moment. But then a figure approaches, and it's someone from HQ. They're watching him, always watching. He's completely isolated, lost in thought, and honestly, this dude is carrying a lot on his shoulders. Okay, so our boy Ijin is surrounded by these armed guys, but he's just casually walking through them. Like what? They're trying to flank him, moving in for the kill, but Ijin is already anticipating their every move. It's insane. He asks if they are embarrassed, straight up, while armed and facing down a squad of mercenaries. This dude is fearless. But hold up, one of the mercs gets shot, and it's messy. Honestly, this dude had it coming for messing with Ijin. More mercs are rushing in, attempting to take Ijin down, but he's already unloading a hail of bullets. The lead mercenary is getting absolutely wrecked, taking hit after hit. No way he's walking away from this. Ijin keeps firing, and the merc's body armor is failing fast. It's brutal, but he's a trained killer, remember. Another mercenary goes down, and the sound effects are just chef's kiss. This fight is intense. Ijin's still unloading, and the mercs are dropping like flies. It's a complete massacre, bro. And just like that, another mercenary is down for the count. Ijin is clearing this place out, no contest. Ijin's still unloading on the lead merc, and it's straight up brutal. This guy doesn't even flinch. But wait, the leader manages to grab Ijin's arm. Like, how is he even still conscious? Ijin doesn't even react, just pivots and delivers a devastating blow. Total knockout, no hesitation. Another merc tries to take advantage, rushing Ijin with a gun, but our boy anticipates it perfectly. He disarms the attacker in a flash, then slams him into the ground. Seriously, this is a one-man army. Ijin's back to taking down the leader, who is now on the ground, and it's not looking pretty. The merc is bleeding badly, and Ijin's just standing over him, completely unfazed. It's intense. However, another mercenary starts moving in, aiming a gun, but Ijin's already got him in his sights. He fires, and the merc goes flying. No way that guy's getting up anytime soon, bro. Ijin surveys the scene, littered with bodies, and it's clear he just wiped out the entire squad. Ijin's clutching his arm, covered in blood, and he's clearly hurting, but he's still standing, bro. He's struggling to stay upright, huffing and puffing, but he grits his teeth and pushes through the pain. Ijin's hand is clenched so tight, knuckles white. He's about to unleash another attack, you can feel it. He stares down the leader, eyes narrowed, and this dude is straight up terrified. Good. Ijin collapses to his knees, exhausted, but two more mercs are rushing in with guns. Seriously. They open fire and Ijin takes a hit, but our boy is still managing to shield himself. What a tank. He falls backward, taking more damage, but he's already formulating a plan. This isn't over yet. The mercs advance thinking they have him, but Ijin explodes into action. Total surprise attack. He slams one merc into the other, creating a chaotic mess, and honestly, they had it coming. Ijin takes them both down with a brutal takedown, but he's clearly running on fumes. This is intense. A barrel clatters to the ground as Ijin kicks away from a merc. He's still fighting, even after all that damage. The leader, covered in blood, gasps for air, trying to hold onto his weapon. He's clearly outmatched, though. He spots someone behind him and yells, "Found you," but it's another merc and he's in trouble. One of Ijin's allies is down, and the leader stares in disbelief. No way he expected this. The leader lunges forward, weapon raised, but Ijin is already moving. This dude is lightning fast. Ijin slides across the wet floor, narrowly dodging the attack. Seriously, the agility is insane. He spins around and slams the butt of his gun into the leader's face, and honestly, he deserved it. The leader crumples and Ijin points his weapon right at his head. It's over for this guy. He shouts 003, some kind of code or identifier, before delivering the final blow. Ijin stands over the fallen leader, breathing heavily. Our boy is a monster, straight up. Ijin's teammate Sierra is not impressed. She's calling him out for looking so wrecked after only a few guys. She straight up blames him for getting shot, saying none of this would have happened if he hadn't opened fire early. Ijin just shrugs it off with a simple "oh right, this dude is ice cold." He turns to the downed mercs and declares he's taking them, but Sierra interrupts. She's got other plans. The leader, still bleeding everywhere, tries to raise his weapon. He's clearly not giving up yet. But Ijin's already disarming him with a swift kick. It's like he anticipated the move. Gun clatters to the floor and Ijin's teammate snatches it up. She's a total pro. The leader stares down Ijin, furious. This dude is still defiant even while bleeding out. Ijin levels his gaze at the leader, breathing heavily. Our boy is a straight-up monster in combat. A distinct clack echoes, the sound of a weapon being cocked, and things are about to get serious. Sierra is laying down the law. She's questioning why Ijin is acting like a bodyguard. Seriously. Ijin barely registers her question. He's completely zoned out, staring right through the leader. Sierra snaps him out of it, demanding to know what he's thinking. This is getting intense. She straight up says they aren't trained to protect anyone, but to take down enemies and assassinate targets. Sierra claims they're all getting weak by not using their full abilities. She's a ruthless perfectionist. She's making a proposition: join her team, a team built for pure combat, no holding back. The leader cuts her off, reminding her that 002 already rejected her offer. Awkward. Sierra doesn't care. She's doubling down, directly asking the leader to join her now. But the leader is still bleeding out, and it's clear he's not in a position to make decisions. Sierra doesn't even flinch. She's ice cold, focused only on building her perfect team. Sierra doesn't even bother patching up the leader. She's already turning to Ijin, demanding an answer about joining her team. No joke. Okay, so our boy Ijin is infiltrating this building, and it's straight up intense right now. He's moving through the shadows, super stealthy, each step calculated and silent. No way he's getting caught. Suddenly, a woman bursts onto the scene, weapon drawn, and starts firing at something. It's chaos. Ijin reacts instantly, dodging bullets and returning fire with incredible precision. This dude is a machine. He's weaving through the gunfire, closing the distance on the enemy, and honestly, the speed is insane. More bullets fly, but Ijin is just too fast. He's practically dancing through the hail of lead, no sweat. He takes down another enemy, but then he spots something that throws him off. Only one shooter. Ijin realizes this is a setup, thinking 008 must have backup watching the area, so he needs to get out fast. He's already making a plan, analyzing the situation, and preparing to move. This guy never stops thinking. But he's already spotted, and the enemy is ready to fight. Looks like Ijin is in for a rough escape. Ijin's firing back, taking out the shooter, but another one appears out of nowhere. Seriously, where do they keep coming from? He obliterates the second enemy with a pinpoint shot, but then a third one jumps in, and it's a full-on firefight. Ijin's dodging, weaving, and returning fire all at once. This dude is a straight-up whirlwind of destruction. Takes down another attacker, but now he's cornered and more enemies are converging. This is getting dangerous. Ijin jumps onto the shipping containers, using them as cover, and starts moving, trying to find an escape route. He's sprinting across the containers, a blur of motion, but they're anticipating his move, and bullets are flying everywhere. Ijin leaps from one container to another, narrowly avoiding a hail of bullets. The agility is unreal, no way. He's pushing forward, trying to break through the enemy lines, but they are relentless, and he's taking damage. Ijin spots an opening and makes a desperate dash for it, pushing himself to the absolute limit. This is it. He barrels through, escaping the immediate danger, but he's wounded and still surrounded. The fight isn't over yet. Ijin's gun jams at the worst possible moment, but he immediately starts working to clear it. This dude is a pro. He smashes the jammed cartridge clear, and the weapon is back online, but the enemy is already closing in for the kill. The woman with the rifle opens fire, and Ijin barely ducks, taking cover as bullets tear through the air around him. No way. He returns fire, taking down the woman with a single shot, but another attacker appears. Seriously, are they endless? Ijin unleashes a furious barrage of gunfire, eliminating the new threat, but he's still taking hits. He's getting overwhelmed. He's dodging and weaving, trying to create some space, but the enemy keeps pressing the attack. This is intense. Ijin manages to reload, unleashing another volley of bullets, and the enemies start falling, but he's clearly wounded. He spots another enemy lining up a shot with a sniper rifle, and Ijin instantly prioritizes taking them out. Quick thinking. He fires, hitting the sniper, but the enemy manages to get off a shot before going down. Oh no, they got him. Ijin's down, but he's still conscious, and he's looking at the enemy with a terrifying glint in his eyes. This is far from over. Ijin's moving, dodging attacks, and closing the distance, but he's bleeding badly. It's a desperate push. He slams into the enemy, a brutal collision, and takes him down, but takes a nasty hit himself. Ijin's got the guy pinned, and honestly, this dude had it coming, but he's struggling to stay conscious. He's trying to deliver a final blow, but the enemy manages to break free and retaliate. Ouch, that looks painful. Ijin's fighting through the pain, but he's clearly losing strength. He needs to end this now. He disarms the enemy, then delivers a crushing blow, and the guy's straight up out cold, finally. But wait, there's another attacker, and Ijin's completely vulnerable. No time to react. The enemy goes for the kill, and Ijin barely manages to raise his arm in defense. This is getting intense. He manages to get the gun up and fires. The click of the hammer is deafening. Ijin fires, but it's a near miss. The enemy is wounded, but still standing, and he's not happy. The masked guy is looming over Ijin, and for a second it looks like it's over, but Ijin's eyes snap open. Ijin grabs for a weapon, a strange device on the enemy's arm, and wrestles it free. No way, this thing looks serious. He fires the device, a beam of energy erupting, and the masked guy gets blasted backward. Pow, right in the chest. The beam connects and the enemy is sent flying, crashing into something. Ijin's finally turning the tables. But the enemy isn't down for good. He's still moving, and he's swinging a blade at Ijin's throat. That's close. Ijin barely ducks, the blade whistles past his head, and he retaliates with a swift kick, smack right to the face. He's pressing his attack relentless, but the masked dude is a tough opponent. This is a brutal back and forth. Ijin lands another blow, sending the enemy stumbling, but he's clearly exhausted. Our boy is pushing his limits. The enemy tries to get back up, but Ijin's already on him, delivering a final, devastating strike. It's over. Ijin stares down at the downed enemy, his expression unreadable. Bro is a straight-up machine. Ijin's got the enemy pinned, but he's struggling. This dude is way bigger than he looks. He tries to wrench the gun away, but Ijin holds on tight. No way he's letting go now. Ijin manages to flip the enemy, landing on top, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He's hammering away with a brutal series of strikes, but the enemy is still resisting. It's a brawl. Ijin secures a hold, disarming the enemy, and then, bam, a clean elbow to the face. He's got the enemy's arm twisted, forcing a submission. Ijin is a straight-up grappling master. But the enemy isn't going down easy. He's still fighting. This is a seriously intense struggle. Ijin lands a final, decisive blow, breaking the enemy's grip. It's over. He's finally subdued. Staring down the enemy, assessing the situation. Our boy is ice cold, even after a fight. Ijin's breathing heavily, but he's already scanning for more threats. This dude is always on alert. Ijin unleashes a massive blast of energy, straight up obliterating the enemy. Pow! It's like a shockwave rips through the room. The enemy tries to counter with his own power, but Ijin's attack is too strong. It's a full-on collision of energy. Ijin's hand glows as he channels more energy, unleashing a final, devastating strike. Kapow! This dude is not messing around. The energy blast connects, sending the enemy flying, but Ijin is already analyzing the aftermath, always one step ahead. Okay, so this is wild. Apparently 003 straight up attacks 008, then has the audacity to ask him to join her squad. Everyone's shocked, like 003 would actually do that. They're thinking she's playing some kind of game. Turns out 003 wants a face-to-face with them, and that's why they've been getting flooded with requests. Because of this, they decide to halt all commissions for the time being. It's a total shutdown. But 008 is clearly not okay. He's grunting and struggling, looking totally wrecked. He's getting patched up, but honestly, this dude had it coming, messing with 003. The team is all gathered, looking serious, and they confirm, it's true, 003 is behind all this. So 003 wants to meet, and 008 is clearly hurting, but he's trying to hide it. Classic stoic mercenary move. Someone's pointing out that 008 is taking a beating, but our boy is just trying to tough it out. And just when you think it's over, 008 lets out another grunt, proving he's still in serious pain. Okay, so the black-haired dude is thanking our boy for saving 008. Major respect there. Another guy chimes in, backing it up, saying 008 was in a seriously rough spot. But 008 is straight up denying he needed any help at all, playing it super cool. This dude announces he's leaving and everyone turns. It's like a dramatic exit cue. Team is all side-eyeing him, and honestly, something feels really off about this whole scene. 008's face is all messed up, looking kinda haunted. No way this guy is okay. The black-haired guy is looming over him, and you can tell he's not happy. This is about to pop off. And just when you think it's over, the black-haired dude grabs 008, demanding to know what happened. 008 is clearly trying to hide something, but his expression gives everything away. But the black-haired dude isn't buying it, and honestly, he's looking for answers and he'll get them. This dude is straight up interrogating 008, demanding to know what really happened out there. 008 tries to play it off, but the black-haired guy isn't letting him get away with anything. He's pressing 008 for details, and you can see this guy is losing his cool. It's intense. Cut to a totally different scene. Someone is fidgeting in a cell, clearly stressed out. Meanwhile, a team is meeting, looking at screens filled with cat and skull icons. Weird flex. Suddenly, a figure rises, announcing he's going to get something for them. Ominous much. He's walking toward a mansion, and honestly, it feels like a trap is about to spring. Inside the mansion, some guys are reporting a failure. Sounds like their plans are falling apart. But the black-haired guy, he's back with 008, and he's not happy with the answers. He's demanding the truth again, and 008 face is a mess. Bro is seriously hiding something. 008 admits the men he sent couldn't take down the targets, straight up admitting failure. The black-haired guy calls him out, saying he heard 008 was the one who gave the order. No way. 008 stays silent for a beat, then shrugs it off. This dude is ice cold. He confesses he can't let go of the numbers because he keeps trying to recruit them, even during missions. 008 claims the numbers are the only ones who can get the job done. He's oddly obsessed with them. The black-haired guy asks why he doesn't just give up on recruiting them already. Good question. 008 puts on his sunglasses, looking all mysterious, and it's clear he's not backing down. He says the missions are completed easily without trouble until the numbers get involved, then it's failure after failure. But the black-haired guy's not buying it. He thinks 008 is hiding something bigger. 008 just gives a flat "you're absolutely right" with a little shrug. This dude is playing a game. The school day ends and Iri is skipping out, looking totally carefree. She's meeting up with a friend. She's saying she'll head out first and everyone shouts, "Get home safe." Super sweet, right? But the guys are all watching her go, and they're immediately overanalyzing everything, seriously. One dude points out how much she's smiling, thinking something's up. He's onto something maybe. Another guy says she mentioned meeting a middle school friend, but the others aren't convinced. This curly-haired dude is straight up suspicious, asking if she's even a girl. What a weird question. He thinks she's acting way too happy, and honestly, he's got a point. The others are questioning her happiness too, but the curly-haired guy is still stuck on the boy thing. However, the black-haired guy is still focused on 008, and he's clearly not letting this go. He's wondering what 008 is up to, and it's clear our boy is planning something big. This is getting good. Iri arrives at the coffee shop looking for Daein. She's got a mission, bro. She spots Daein inside and shouts her name, and Daein waves back with a huge grin. Daein and Iri are straight up doing a little victory dance. They clearly have a plan. They're high-fiving and cheering, and Iri yells Seunju. Things are about to get wild. Iri and Daein are laughing it up, and honestly, they look so mischievous right now. They're celebrating, and it's clear they've successfully pulled something off. No way. However, Iri and Daein are still hyped, and it looks like they're about to cause more trouble. Okay, so our boy is at school, but things are immediately tense. Someone's clearly got it out for him. We jumped straight into the action with this group of girls cornering another student, and it's already looking bad. They straight up kick her, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He's about to get wrecked. The girls start laying into her, calling her a loser, and then smack, they start hitting her. It's a full-on beatdown, and the girls are just relentless, forming a circle around their victim. But hold up, the victim isn't taking it. She's staring them down, and things are about to shift. This girl is clearly shaken, but she's trying to hold it together, and it's super heartbreaking. She's confronting the bullies, but they're not backing down. They're just smirking at her defiance. Oh no, she realizes something is off, and she's clearly worried about what's about to happen. She's sensing danger, and for good reason. I have a feeling this isn't going to end well. One of the bullies asks if she has a little friend, but she's quick to deny it, claiming her phone died. But the blonde bully doesn't buy it for a second. She demands to see the phone, and things escalate fast. The victim's friend is totally freaked out by this whole situation, and honestly, who wouldn't be? The big guy steps in, demanding the phone, and it's clear this isn't just about a dead battery anymore. Then the blonde bully drops a bombshell. Apparently, some upperclassmen want fresh meat, and she's offering her friend up. She even suggests her friend can join too, and the big guy is all for it, saying she's got a cute face. But the victim's friend snaps. She straight up yells that the other girl isn't her friend, and the scene is intense. No way, the blonde bully is completely unbothered, smirking as if this just makes things even more interesting. And then, out of nowhere, the big guy is saying she's got a cute face and the upperclassmen will love her. This is getting seriously messed up, and our boy is about to have a problem. I can feel it. The victim's friend is losing it. She's begging them to just take her instead, seriously. But the big guy is like, "Nah, we're good," and just turns around, leaving them both stunned. And now they're walking away, and the victim's friend is straight up panicking. What do they even do now? Our boy and his squad are following right behind, and honestly, the tension is thick. They round a corner, and it's a total ambush. A bunch of upperclassmen are waiting for them, looking menacing. The upperclassmen's attention immediately shifts to the two girls, and the blonde bully starts smirking again. The victim's friend is a mess. She's clutching her bag and looking like she's about to faint. However, the blonde bully is totally in control, and she's clearly enjoying the chaos she's caused. This dude is about to unleash. I can feel it. He's got that look in his eyes, bro. And the episode ends with the victim's friend looking terrified. This is gonna be a wild ride. Seungju is totally frozen. He's remembering when he reported the bullying and absolutely nothing changed. Now he's worried if going to the police will just make things worse for Seungju, and it's stressing everyone out. He barely manages to choke out I, and honestly, it's heartbreaking to see him so shaken. This dude is clearly spiraling, muttering about how nice it must be for Daein to be so popular. The girls are trying to lighten the mood, pointing out all the guys who like Daein. It's a weird flex. They're now talking about how funny their math teacher was today, but Seungju is still clearly struggling. One of the girls is offering Seungju and his grandpa some kind of homemade treat, super sweet of her. Someone is trying to help Seungju carry something, but he insists he can handle it himself, bro. And now the group is walking together, seemingly okay, but the tension from earlier is still hanging around. They're all smiling, but you can tell something's off, like they're trying to pretend everything is fine. Daein is getting a text from Seungju. He's saying he misses her, super sweet, but also kinda intense. Her phone dings and she glances down, but she's clearly distracted by what just happened with Seungju. She's reading the message and her eyes widen. Something about it is throwing her for a loop. Daein is visibly upset, her expression shifting, and she's struggling to process whatever the text says. She clutches her phone and you can tell she's torn, like this message brings up a lot of complicated feelings. Daein covers her face with her hands, and honestly, this is a mess. She's clearly overwhelmed. She's trying to hide her tears, but it's not working. This dude is straight up hurting. Daein looks up, confused and questioning what's going on with Seungju and this sudden message. She's totally lost, trying to figure out why Seungju would text her now, after everything that just happened. But bro, something is definitely up. This isn't just a simple "I miss you" text, and Daein knows it. Everyone stops dead. They notice Daein is crying and are immediately concerned, asking what's wrong. Seungju is totally shocked, and another guy asks what happened, but Daein can't even speak. Our boy Ijin is stone-faced, but you can see his fists clench. Something is seriously brewing. Ijin starts walking, moving quickly toward Daein, and everyone else is scrambling to figure out what's up. He's getting closer, and the others are starting to look worried. They're sensing a major mood shift. Ijin's hands are covered in white gloves, and he's got this intense, unreadable expression on his face. Daein is sitting alone on a bench, clutching a can, looking completely devastated. No way. Ijin approaches, and another girl joins Daein on the bench, trying to comfort her, but it's not helping. Daein is still totally broken up, staring blankly ahead, and Ijin is standing over her, silent. However, Ijin's expression softens ever so slightly, like he's trying to decide what to do next. This dude is straight up confronting the guys who are bothering Daein, and they're completely confused. Okay, so our boy Ijin is heading to some fancy bar called Forum. Looks like a meet is going down. The bar is straight up glowing with neon lights. A private room is reserved, and it's giving off serious vibes. Inside, it's packed with suits and chatter. The place is buzzing, but Ijin doesn't seem fazed at all. This dude in a white shirt is scoping out a woman, clearly trying to make a move, and he's got a drink in hand. Then a woman asks about the girl the man is looking at, but honestly, she looks kinda creeped out. The man replies she's cute but a bit ditzy and might bring in some money. Talk about objectifying someone. But the woman overhears and she is not happy. You can see the shudder radiating off her. She's clearly annoyed, and Ijin is right there taking it all in, observing everyone's reactions. The man thinks he's being smooth, but this woman sees right through it. She's not impressed, not one bit. Ijin's about to step into this mess. I can feel it, and things are about to get messy. I just know it. So the blonde woman overhears and calls the girl out, saying she's noticed less cash on her lately. The girl admits she can't keep asking her mom for allowance money. Talk about awkward. The blonde woman straight up suggests a part-time gig, hinting at something way more than just waitressing. The girl looks totally shocked. She's thinking one of us is getting used, and she's not wrong. The blonde woman leans in, implying they can make a ton of cash doing this, and it's creepy AF. The girl's face is priceless. She's clearly disgusted, but trying to keep her composure. Ijin is still observing, but now it's clear he's zeroing in on this messed up situation. Women are seated, and the blonde is still laying on the charm, but the girl is visibly disturbed. A man walks by, and it's clear he's a client, judging by the look on the blonde woman's face. However, the girl is losing it, her eyes wide with panic. This is about to blow up, I'm telling you. The girl blurts out she needs the bathroom, and the blonde dude just tells her to hurry it up, so rude. She practically runs off, and Ijin is now watching everything, clearly suspecting something seriously wrong. The blonde dude leans back all smug, and Ijin finally steps in, asking if he knows her. The blonde lies and says she's a friend of Daeyeon's, but Ijin isn't buying it for a second, no way. Ijin presses him for details, asking if Daeyeon knows what this guy is up to, and the blonde starts sweating. Blonde tries to play it cool, saying Daeyeon's worried about Ijin, but his face is giving him away. Ijin's eyes narrow, he's not fooled, and honestly, this dude is about to get wrecked. Ijin grabs the blonde's collar, and the girl runs back just in time to see our boy about to lose it. But before things escalate, two more guys walk in. This just got a whole lot more complicated. The girl explains she's stuck because of these students. They have connections to some seriously scary people. She says if she leaves now, they'll harass her even more at school and even go to her house. But she won't tell her parents because these guys will target them too. She's trapped straight up. Ijin is shocked. He can't believe they'd go that far, and the blonde dude looks like he's seen a ghost. She explains the students who brought her here are infamous at school, and they're connected to dangerous people. Ijin finally asks if they should just report this to the police. It seems like the obvious move, right? However, the girl is hesitant, and honestly, she's terrified of what these people are capable of. Ijin looks determined. He's not letting these bullies win, and he's about to take matters into his own hands. The blonde dude keeps glancing nervously at Ijin, realizing he's messed with the wrong person for real. The scene shifts to the club, music's pumping and people are partying, but the tension is still thick. Ijin and the two girls are walking through this weird, glowing hallway. It's giving off major sci-fi vibes. The blonde dude is seriously stressing, saying he's worried about what's going to happen to them now. Ijin's all like, if anything, this just makes things worse for her, and honestly, he's not wrong. Suddenly, a guy in a suit appears and is not happy. He asks what's taking them so long, and the tension is real. He scans the group and then asks if they know Seunju. Our boy is clearly the target here, no way. This dude is straight up sizing Ijin up, and the whole situation feels like a powder keg about to blow. Ijin doesn't even flinch. He's already in mercenary mode, ready to handle whatever comes next. The guy in the suit is giving Ijin the stink eye, and the blonde dude is trying to play it cool, but failing. But then the guy asks if they know Seunju, which is a weird way to phrase it. Something's definitely off. The guy's face is a total mask of menace. He's clearly not someone you want to mess with, and Ijin knows it. The guy in the suit demands Ijin take off his mask and explain why he's here, straight up aggressive. One of the girls points out the entrance should be locked, questioning how Ijin even got inside. Ijin plays it cool, claiming the door was unlocked, but he's definitely lying, and the girl knows it. The guy in the suit is not buying it, his eyes narrowing. This is about to get messy, for real. Suddenly, he swings a punch at Ijin, but our boy is too fast. He dodges with ease. Ijin barely moves, then unleashes a lightning-fast counterattack, a brutal punch to the guy's face. The impact sends the guy flying backwards with a kapow, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He crashes to the ground with a resounding thud, and the whole club goes silent. Ijin's eyes are glowing. He's fully unleashed his mercenary instincts, and it's terrifying. The scene zooms in on Ijin's intense stare. Bro is not playing around, and things are about to escalate. Our boy and his crew are heading into the Forum Club looking straight up menacing. They mean business. They're moving with purpose, and that blonde dude is giving off serious don't mess with us vibes. Inside, the club is packed, but these guys are cutting a path right through the crowd. No hesitation. They spot their target, and honestly, this dude had it coming. He looks like trouble. The blonde guy is already sizing him up, and you can tell a fight is about to explode. He says they'll find out soon enough, but bro, it's already happening. Tension is thick. Suddenly, chaos erupts. They're rushing the target, and it's a full-on assault. This dude in white gets launched into the air, and it's a brutal takedown, no doubt about it. Our boy is flying through the air, delivering a devastating blow, pow, right in the face. It's a whirlwind of fists and feet, a straight-up beatdown. They're leaving no one standing. The fight's still raging, but the blonde guy suddenly stops. He's looking past us, noticing something else. He sees a guy lurking in the shadows, and it's clear he's not happy about what's going down. This dude shouts, demanding to know what they told the redhead. Sounds like a threat is brewing. The redhead just laughs a really unsettling chuckle, and it's clear he's enjoying the chaos. The blonde guy ignores them both, staring intensely. He's got a plan, you can feel it. Another guy steps forward looking worried, and a woman beside him is straight up terrified. She's pleading with him, clearly desperate to get out of there, but he's frozen with fear. We get a close-up of the woman, and her expression is full of dread. This situation is bad. The redhead is leaning against a counter, still chuckling. He's totally unbothered by everything. But our boy, the blonde, is focused, steely-eyed. He's about to make a move, no doubt about it. Our boy is stepping forward, mask and all, and it's clear he's taking charge of the situation. He lays down the law, straight up telling everyone they're messing with his business, and honestly, good for him. The redhead is furious, eyes blazing, but our boy doesn't even flinch. This dude is ice cold. Suddenly, the redhead lunges, going for a cheap shot, but our boy anticipates it perfectly. He grabs the redhead's wrist, stopping him mid-attack, and the power dynamic just flipped hard. Then, with a burst of speed, whoosh, he sends the redhead flying across the room. No way. The redhead crashes into a bunch of guys, creating total chaos, and it's a beautiful mess. But the redhead's crew isn't backing down. They're swarming our boy, ready for a fight. He's dodging and weaving, taking them down one by one. This is a one-man army, I swear. However, it looks like more guys are arriving. This is about to get even more intense. Our boy grabs another dude, using him as a shield against a flying kick. Total pro move. He delivers a devastating blow to the redhead, sending him crashing into a wall, and honestly, this dude had it coming. But the redhead's crew isn't giving up. They're launching a full-on assault. A chaotic brawl erupts. Our boy is dodging, weaving, and taking down opponents with brutal efficiency. It's a whirlwind of fists and feet. However, another group arrives, led by a blonde guy, and they immediately jump into the fight. The orange-haired dude joins the fray, teaming up with the blonde, and now it's a full-scale gang war. Our boy is getting overwhelmed, surrounded by enemies, but he's still fighting like a beast. No way he's going down. Suddenly, a man in a brown coat appears, seemingly out of nowhere, and launches himself at our boy. Our boy is knocked to the ground, taking a serious hit, but he's already back on his feet. This dude is relentless. He stares down his opponents, eyes glowing with an intense focus. The fight is far from over. The man in the brown coat is relentless, slamming our boy with a brutal attack. It's a full-on beatdown. But our boy isn't going down. He whips around and delivers a lightning-fast counterattack with a sword. He dashes forward, swinging the blade, and takes out one of the blonde's crew, straight-up surgical precision. Our boy slams into another enemy, sending him flying, then immediately pivots to face the orange-haired dude. He gets tackled but manages to roll through the attack, getting back to his feet for another brawl. The man in the brown coat launches another attack, but our boy blocks it, the force of the impact sending cracks through the floor. However, the blonde guy manages to land a punch, sending our boy stumbling back. Ouch, that looked painful. Our boy retaliates, connecting with a powerful blow to the blonde's chin, and the dude is instantly knocked out. He follows up with another strike, sending the orange-haired guy flying as well. This dude is a whirlwind. But the man in the brown coat is still standing, and he's staring our boy down, ready for another round. Our boy's opponent is down, but the man in the brown coat isn't finished. He's going for the kill. Two women rush in, trying to stop the fight, but it's way too late. The situation is spiraling. They're heading toward a place called Forum, and honestly, this doesn't feel good at all. The man in brown is right behind our boy, weapon drawn, and this dude is about to get serious. Our boy flinches as something crashes nearby. He's anticipating another attack, and it's coming fast. He's suddenly surrounded by enemies, but our boy is a whirlwind of motion, taking them down one by one. This dude is relentless, fighting like a machine. It's a full-on brawl with bodies flying everywhere. The man in the brown coat is still a threat, and he's locking eyes with our boy. It's a showdown. The man in the brown coat is furious, and his expression is absolutely terrifying. No way this is good. He unleashes a powerful attack, and our boy is sent reeling, but he's still standing and ready for more. Police cars are swarming the Forum nightclub. Something straight up awful has gone down. Our boy arrives on the scene and immediately sees the carnage. Bodies are everywhere inside. He walks right into the club, stepping over the fallen, looking completely unfazed. This dude is ice cold. He sees a guy still clinging to life, barely breathing, and instinctively checks for a pulse. No way, the guy's hand is covered in blood, but our boy doesn't even flinch, just keeps assessing the situation. He spots another victim, a gruesome injury visible, and confirms what he already knows. There's no doubt about it. He's scanning the room, taking everything in, and honestly, it's a total bloodbath in there. Our boy's face is stone cold, but he's clearly processing the scale of the attack. He's focused, determined, and you can tell he's already planning his next move. This is serious. He's got that look in his eye like he's ready to hunt, and whoever did this is about to regret it. He says they just need to talk to the survivors once they wake up, but bro is already thinking 3 steps ahead. Our boy clicks a lighter, and it's not for a smoke. He's examining a USB drive found on one of the guys. A detective asks what's on the drive, and our boy drops a bombshell. It's evidence from the case he's investigating. The detective is skeptical, but our boy explains they compiled all the evidence onto a laptop they had with them. The detective presses him, asking how he got his hands on it so quickly, and it's only been a few hours since he mentioned it. Our boy calmly reveals he went to ask for the drive himself. This dude doesn't mess around. The detective looks shocked, and honestly, he should be. This is moving fast. Someone asks if there's actually evidence on the drive, and our boy confirms it's all there. The detective is totally stunned, clearly realizing our boy is way more connected than he thought. But wait, the detective suddenly realizes something and looks completely rattled. The detective is floored. Apparently, all it took was breaking a few fingers to get answers. But the real mastermind is revealed, a guy in a suit who's clearly calling the shots, and he's way too calm. This dude claims the criminals weren't trained for intense interrogation, which is a seriously chilling understatement. He's got a request for the detective in exchange for everything, and it feels like a trap is being set. The mastermind smirks, and you can tell he's enjoying this power play. This is getting intense. The detective and another agent look totally unnerved by the situation, and honestly, they should be. Cut to a school exterior, and for a second it feels like a breather, but this is a manhwa, so no way. 2 women are in a classroom, and one is straight up grilling the other about what happened with our boy. The woman being questioned seems annoyed, but she's clearly hiding something. This is a messy web. However, she confidently asserts she knows everything, and we're left wondering what she's really up to. The detective explains the affiliate leaders gathered, but he has no clue what happened after that. Seriously sketchy. Someone asks about the business deal, and the detective reveals it was all about to go down when things went wild. This dude straight up says they'd have gotten a huge cut if they'd sent more girls, then get scratched in the face. One of the women asks where that little skank is, and if she even came to school today. Talk about a cold question. The other woman has no idea where she is, but she's clearly not happy about being asked, and bro, she looks furious. The detective starts walking towards the classroom, and honestly, something tells me this isn't going to end well. He's definitely heading for a confrontation, but we can only see his back for now. The tension is killing me. We catch a glimpse of the classroom, and it's clear the women are waiting for him. This is about to pop off. The detective seems to be losing his cool, and these women are not backing down. It's a standoff. One of the women has a look on her face like she knows everything, and it's seriously unsettling. What is she hiding? Seunju's friend Ijin learns the bullies who messed with Seunju are getting expelled and sent to juvenile hall, finally. Ijin's clutching his phone, and you can tell he's about to drop some serious news. It's a tense moment. The detective confronts the women, demanding answers, but they're playing it cool, acting all innocent. He's asking about the missing girl, and the women are giving him vague answers. They're definitely hiding something. One woman casually sips her juice while the detective grills them, and honestly, it's infuriating. The detective is clearly frustrated, but the women remain unfazed. This standoff is intense. The detective starts rambling about how the bullies were accomplices, but the women aren't even listening. One of the women smirks, and it's clear she knows more than she's letting on. She's playing a game. The detective tries to intimidate them, but they just exchange glances. They're not scared at all. He's trying to appear confident, but his forced smile doesn't hide the fact he's losing control. This is bad. The detective is spiraling, convinced these women know where the missing girl is, and he's not wrong. Ijin's mom thanks someone for helping Seunju, and it's a sweet moment, but something feels off about her smile. Seunju's older sister casually asks if everything's okay, but Ijin's mom is hiding something. No way. Suddenly, the doorbell rings twice, and then again, it's a creepy, drawn-out ding-dong. Everyone looks up and the word spring appears on screen. But what does it mean? This is getting weird. The door opens, revealing another woman, and she's got that same unsettling vibe as the others, straight up suspicious. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. This whole situation is giving me chills, and our boy needs to be careful.